I'm a top-notch rich second generation, and the school beauty in black stockings turns into a maid. Wake up, young Master Yang, can't even get started and you're already done. In his groggy state, Gao Yang heard a soft, alluring female voice beside him. TSK, are all the rich young masters from Huaguo this fragile? Struggling to stay awake, Gao Yang opened his eyes and saw a beautiful woman half kneeling beside him. Her figure was curvaceous, wearing a black JK skirt that showcased her perfect waist-to-hip ratio. Her long, flawless legs, highlighted by the short skirt, looked even more graceful and straight, like two pillars of white jade, stunningly beautiful. Seeing Gao Yang staring at her intently, she seemed unfazed. In fact, she deliberately pushed out her chest and, with an enticing smile, addressed Gu Huai. Young Master Yang, you've finally woken up. Gao Yang shook his head, trying to clear the fog in his brain. Who are you? Where am I? The girl widened her almond-shaped eyes and, speaking with slightly broken Chinese, said. HMPH, young Master Yang, this is just boring. One moment you call me little sweetie, and the next moment you're pretending not to know me. Men are all pigs. Gao Yang was left completely confused. Wait, could I have been reincarnated? Is this heaven? Are they testing the officials here? All Gao Yang remembered from his past life was being a regular 996 worker, a social slave, who, after being asked by his girlfriend for a hefty 380,000 yuan betrothal gift, broke up with her in anger. He thought about writing a novel to make some money, but failed repeatedly. Disheartened, he went to a bar to drown his sorrows. After leaving, he was hit by a truck, and when he woke up, he was here. At that moment, the girl pointed at the nameplate on her chest. Young Master Yang, my name is Park Ji-hyun, I'm your personal yacht stewardess. Surely you remember me. Private yacht. Personal stewardess. Gao Yang was even more stunned. Back in his past life, he didn't even own a car. He had saved up enough money to buy a chamois SU7, but never got the chance before he passed away. As for a private yacht, that was something he could only dream of. As for their personal stewardess, he didn't even dare to ask what that meant. Just as Gao Yang was feeling parched and thinking of getting some water, a news report on the TV beside him caught his attention and left him speechless. This year, under the leadership of Chairman Gao Chichang, the performance of Changshan Group has reached new heights, with a market value surpassing 5 trillion yuan. Chairman Gao has also surpassed a net worth of 100 billion, becoming the richest person in Jiangdong province. Seeing the familiar face of the man with a slicked-back hairstyle being interviewed on TV, Gao Yang froze. Damn, that's my dad. At that moment, a flood of memories rushed into Gao Yang's mind. It turns out, he hadn't been reincarnated. He had crossed into a parallel world. In this world, the Gao family was a huge dynasty, and Gao Yang's father, Gao Chichang, had gone from being a small fish vendor in the market to the chairman of a large publicly listed company. Not only that, Gao Yang's second uncle, Gao Chishan, was the owner of the largest nightclub in Jinghai City, Black Gold Han, and a true top-tier tycoon. Moreover, Gao Yang had 3 aunts. The eldest, Gao Xiaoqin, was the chairman of Shanshui Group in Jingzhou City. The second, Gao Xiaofeng, was a top-tier female celebrity in Huaguo. The youngest, Gao Xiaolan, was an incredibly smart overseas PhD graduate from Yale University. The most impressive part. Gao Yang's uncle, Gao Yuliang, was the second in command of Jiangdong Province's cabinet. Such a background was nothing short of terrifying. Gao Yang had grown up abroad. Tired of the extravagant and wild lifestyle there, he decided to return to China for a change. Through his family's influence Herchui. After diligent study, Gao Yang successfully received an acceptance letter from Jinghai University, the country's top institution. Today was the day he was returning from abroad on the family's luxurious yacht to enroll in school. Park Ji-hyun had been specifically hired from South Korea to be his personal stewardess, taking care of his daily needs. Damn, this life is starting off like a cheat code. By the way, where's the system? System, come out. As a failed author, Gao Yang knew that travelers always had a system. He understood how it worked. Just then, a bratty lowly voice echoed in his mind. Host, you're bothering me. I'm trying to sleep. What is it? A cute little virtual loli slowly materialized in front of him. Upon seeing her, Gao Yang immediately thought, this it's a girl. Yo, little system, you've got quite the temper. Don't call me system, call me queen. Got it. Little devil, still talking back. Do you believe I'll uninstall you? Hee, host, hello. My name is Zayu, but you can call me Little Yuzi. The system immediately backed down. Gao Yang snorted coldly. Little, you're doomed now that you've met me. Of course, only Gao Yang could see Zayu's image, which was just a virtual projection. At that moment, Park Ji-hyun had already changed into a tight-fitting maid outfit, which accentuated her already seductive figure even more. Young Master Yang, who are you talking to? Seeing Gao Yang talking to thin air, she couldn't help but ask. Nothing at all, maybe I'm just a little tired. Gao Yang quickly waved it off, and Zayu stuck her tongue out playfully before disappearing. Park Ji-hyun didn't press the issue but instead seductively licked her lips. Young Master Yang, if you don't hurry, the yacht will dock soon. Seeing Park Ji-hyun's enticing expression, Gao Yang felt dry-mouthed. How could he resist? I'm coming. With that, Gao Yang lunged forward. Chapter 2, The Stunning School Beauty Turns into a Maid. 5 hours later, Gao Yang lit up a cigarette and started exhaling smoke. He glanced at Park Ji-hyun, who was pretending to be asleep beside him, and couldn't help but sigh. Women from the Kimkai country really are something. Park Ji-hyun shyly opened her eyes and, with a flushed face, said. Young Master Yang, what are you saying? Gao Yang smiled and waved his hand. Nothing, I'm just going to the restroom. With that, Gao Yang pushed open the door and walked into the luxurious yacht's bathroom. He glanced at himself in the mirror and froze. Is that me? Damn, I look way too handsome. In the mirror, Gao Yang looked incredibly handsome and charming, the type of unforgettable, perfect man that made people stop in their tracks. He had sharp eyebrows and bright, deep black eyes that seemed to see through people's hearts. His features were like finely crafted works of art, flawless in every sense. Such extraordinary looks were extremely rare on Blue Star, and perhaps only those handsome young men who read romance novels could compare. No need to thank me. Since you were so ugly in your past life, this is the face I reshaped for you. Are you satisfied with your current looks? Give you 99 points. The 1 point I kept for myself, so you don't get too proud. Knock knock. At that moment, there was a knock on the door. Park Ji-hyun's voice came from outside. Young Master Yang, what are you doing in there? You're not. I'm fine. All right, the yacht has docked. Your father and mother are already waiting at the pier. Oh, I got it. I'll be right out. Gao Yang responded and tidied up his clothes before walking out. Once Gao Yang stepped off the yacht, he saw a row of luxury cars parked at the pier, with dozens of bodyguards in suits standing to either side, creating an overwhelming presence. At the front of the crowd, two middle-aged individuals with exceptional presence stood: his father Gao Chichiang and mother Chen Shooting. Gao Chichiang was solidly built, with a firm face. His perfectly tailored suit accentuated his extraordinary aura. He had one hand in his pocket and the other holding a cigar, his eyes exuding an irrefutable authority. Chen Shooting, on the other hand, wore an elegant and luxurious chapao. Her graceful figure and beautiful face radiated an air of aristocratic dignity with every movement. Dad, Mom, I'm back. Gao Yang strode toward them. Gao Chichiang and Chen Shooting quickly moved forward to greet him. Yang Zi, you've grown taller. Come here and let Mom hug you. Chen Shooting rushed forward and embraced Gao Yang, her eyes filled with affection. You little rascal, you've been out gallivanting for so long and didn't even call home. Getting cocky, huh? Gao Chichiang stood by with a serious expression, but his eyes showed concern for his son. Har, can't blame me, Dad. The signal was bad abroad. After a bit of small talk, Gao Yang got into a stretched Lincoln limousine and drove with Gao Chichiang back to their villa in Jinghai City. The Gao family's villa was located in a semi-mountainous area of Jinghai City, occupying the most prestigious position on the entire hill. From the outside, it looked like a grand castle, towering and majestic, exuding luxury and nobility. The main building of the villa was in a European classical style, with cream-colored walls and intricate sculptures that gave it an elegant yet grandiose feel. The entire estate was surrounded by lush green lawns, with various exotic flowers scattered around, giving off a subtle fragrance. At the front of the villa, a butler dressed in a black tailcoat and several maids in white uniforms were already waiting. The butler, named Butler Fu, was around 50, his hair neatly combed, and his face kind. He stood on the steps, slightly bowing, with his hands folded in front of him. Master and young master are about to arrive. Everyone, get ready. Yes. The maids answered in unison, lining up, their faces beautiful and poised, each wearing white maid uniforms and long black stockings from Paris Saint-Germain. As the limousine slowly drove onto the open space in front of the villa, Butler Fu and the maids immediately straightened their postures, their faces filled with respectful smiles. Upon seeing Gao Yang get out of the car, Butler Fu hurried forward and slightly bowed. Welcome home, young master. The maids also bent down in unison and greeted him. Welcome, young master. Gao Yang nodded slightly in response. He took a moment to look around, feeling very satisfied with the luxurious villa. Suddenly, his gaze stopped on a maid standing at the front of the group. He froze for a moment. Damn, isn't he that the school beauty Liu Ruoyan from my old school? Chapter 3, so the Gao family is this rich? This Liu Ruoyan was the school beauty from Gao Yang's high school days in his past life, and Gao Yang had once confessed his feelings to her. Liu Ruoyan had a face that could bring nations to their knees, but her figure was average at best. Yet, she loved to pad things, and with her 36A chest, she managed to make it look like a 36C. Gao Yang called this kind of thing padding fraud. Despite her seemingly innocent and sweet appearance, Liu Ruoyan was nothing but a materialistic gold digger. Back when Gao Yang gathered the courage to confess to her, Liu Ruoyan didn't even spare him a glance. Instead, she refused in a sarcastic tone. Sorry, Gao, I know you're a good guy, but I'm still young, and my family doesn't let me date. After saying that, she pointedly glanced at her phone. Oh, this phone's been with me for years. I wish someone could give me the latest iPhone 15 Pro Maximum. At that time, Gao Yang was just a naive boy with a crush on her. He saved up for months, cutting back on his spending, and finally bought an iPhone. But when he saw Liu Ruoyan being embraced by a middle-aged man and getting into a Mercedes S-Class with him, it was a hard slap of reality. It was safe to say that Liu Ruoyan, the tea master, had taught Gao Yang a big lesson, completely reshaping his views on life and love. From that point on, Gao Yang learned one thing: a simp never gets anywhere. Now, in this timeline, although Liu Ruoyan and Gao Yang had never been classmates, her ingrained materialistic DNA hadn't changed a bit. At that moment, Liu Ruoyan also looked up and met Gao Yang's gaze. Gao Yang only needed one glance to see the longing in her eyes for wealth and a luxurious lifestyle. It was clear that women like Liu Ruoyan would spread their legs anytime as long as the money was right. Strange, why is this green tea bitch working as a maid at my house? Could she be trying to play the Cinderella to princess game? Gao Yang thought to himself, intrigued. He was no longer the naive, innocent boy he used to be. He didn't mind toying with this gold digger for a little fun. Just then, Chen Shooting spoke. Yang Zi, you've been living abroad for years. I was worried you might not adjust when you came back, so I hired a few temporary maids for you. They are all young, and they'll help you with your daily needs at home. Thanks, Mom. Gao Yang nodded and pretended to be obedient, but inside, he was thrilled. Liu Ruoyan noticed Gao Yang's gaze lingered on her, and a gleam of triumph appeared in her eyes. Oh my god, could it be that young master Gao is interested in me? But that's understandable after all, I'm so beautiful. Any man would be attracted to me. But young master Gao seems like an innocent, inexperienced boy. Let us see how I can win him over. Liu Ruoyan's eyes sparkled with excitement as she already imagined herself becoming the young mistress of the Gao family. All right, let us go in and eat first. Your dad has some business to attend to later. Gao Chiqian glanced at his watch and said. When Chen Shooting heard this, she immediately sulked. What's wrong with you? Our son just got back, and you're already running off for work. Which is more important, our son or your business? I'm warning you, if you leave today, don't even think about coming to bed tonight. Gao Chiqian, a powerhouse in the business world, feared nothing except his wife. Seeing Chen Shooting angry, he quickly went over to hold her waist. Darling, please don't be mad. I promise, I'm not going anywhere tonight. HMPH, you'd better not. Gao Yang couldn't help but chuckle at the playful argument between his parents. He never expected that his honest, humble father from his previous life, who used to sell fish, would now be so successful, and yet still as terrified of his wife as ever. He quickly stepped in to mediate. Mom, Dad, let us go inside, I'm starving. With that, Gao Yang pushed open the door and walked into the villa. The moment he stepped inside, he was greeted by a rich, luxurious atmosphere. The first thing that caught his eye was the spacious and bright living room, where a huge genuine leather sofa sat in the center. The armrests and backrest were adorned with intricate gold trim, and all around the room were various expensive ornaments. Everything in sight screamed wealth. In the dining room, a long rectangular table took up most of the space. The kitchen was equipped with top-of-the-line appliances, and a Michelin 3-star chef was busy preparing dinner. The air was filled with the mouth-watering scent of gourmet food. Come on, sit down. Your second uncle and aunt will be here soon. Chen Shooting, busy making arrangements, gestured for Gao Yang to sit. Before she finished speaking, the doorbell rang, followed by the sound of a maid hurrying to open the door. Gao Yang looked up and saw a middle-aged man walking in with a swagger. The man was slender, dressed in a sharp suit, wearing gold-rimmed glasses, and flashing a charming, mischievous smile. It was Gao Yang's second uncle, Gao Chishin. Hey, Xiao Yang is back. Gao Chishin spotted Gao Yang on the sofa and immediately opened his arms to approach. Seeing this, Gao Yang hurriedly stood up to greet him, smiling. Hello, second uncle. Chapter 4, She's just turned 18 this year tilde. Gao Chishin patted Gao Yang's shoulder with approval and said. Good boy. It's only been a while, and you've grown so tall. After some casual pleasantries, Gao Chishin sat down and asked. Brother, what about second sister and third sister? Are they coming today? Gao Chichiang took a puff from his cigar and answered. Second sister's been busy with a new movie project. She's aiming for the Golden Bull Award this year. As for Xiaolan, she's still overseas, working on her graduation thesis. A flash of disappointment crossed Gao Chishin's eyes. It's been so long since our family got together properly. By the way, brother, I heard a director tried to seduce second sister not long ago. Has that been dealt with? Gao Chichiang casually twisted his neck and responded. Don't worry. He's just a coward. Last time, I sent old Mo to deal with him. He was so scared that he wet himself. Old Mo warned him that next time he sees anyone from our Gao family, he'd better lower his head. Gao Chishin snorted. He deserved a lesson. How dare he spread rumors about wanting to get Xiao Feng blacklisted in the entertainment industry? Doesn't he know the power of the Gao family? Gao Yang listened in shock, unable to comprehend what he was hearing. Unable to hold back, he asked. Second uncle, is our family really that powerful now? Gao Chishin flashed a wicked smile. Xiao Yang, I'm not kidding. If a steel coin fell in Jinghai, it would have to bear the Gao family name. Chen Shooting, who overheard this, shot him a glare. Shun, don't tell him such things. You'll spoil him. Gao Chishin smirked. Sis-in-law, Xiao Yang's not a kid anymore. We should start training him to be the future successor of our family. Just as Chen Shooting furrowed her brows, about to scold Gao Chishin again, a pair of high heels echoed with a rhythmic click-clack sound outside the dining room. Everyone turned to look, and there stood Gao Yang's aunt, Gao Xiaoqin, the chairwoman of Shan Shui Group. Gao Xiaoqin wore a bright red Prada-fitted coat and a short skirt, the hem just above her knees, revealing her long and fair legs. You all started eating without waiting for me, ho. Gao Xiaoqin's voice reached them before her figure did, exuding the same commanding aura as Wang Shifeng from Dream of the Red Chamber. Gao Yang looked up and took a careful look at his influential aunt. Gao Xiaoqin's makeup was immaculate, her eyeliner slightly raised at the corners, which added a touch of allure to her already bright eyes. Her lips were painted a bold red, giving her an elegant yet cold beauty. When Gao Xiaoqin noticed Gao Yang staring at her, her eyes met his, and a warm smile spread across her face. Xiao Yang. Come give your aunt a hug, I've missed you so much. With that, Gao Xiaoqin took 3 quick steps and gave Gao Yang a bear hug, followed by a loud kiss on his cheek. This left Gao Yang blushing furiously. This child is still shy. Come on, let me take a good look at you. TSK, you're really handsome, even more so than your uncle was when he was young. Come on, honestly tell me, in these past years, have you been causing trouble for any little girls? Gao Yang quickly waved his hand. Aunt, please don't say that, I'm not that kind of playboy. I know. Gao Xiaoqin gave him a knowing look and then pulled out a black card from her purse. Here, this card has 10 million in it. It's your pocket money from auntie. Once you get a girlfriend, be generous with her. 10 million. Gao Yang's hands trembled as he took the card. Truthfully, he had never seen this much money, let alone owned it. Even if he worked a 996 job his entire life, he probably wouldn't earn 10 million. Yet, Gao Xiaoqin casually handed him 10 million as pocket money. It really made him think of that saying, sometimes, the gap between people is bigger than the gap between humans and dogs. Xiaoqin, you spoil him too much. Seeing Gao Xiaoqin's generosity, Gao Zhiqiang seemed a bit dissatisfied. He had always believed in raising children in a tough environment, so even when Gao Yang went abroad for his studies, he didn't give him much money to waste. He only gave him a fixed allowance of 100,000 yuan per month. Big sis, this is too much. You're spoiling him too much. What about me, as his uncle? After saying that, Gao Zhiqiang also took out a golden card from his pocket and handed it to Gao Yang. Nef, this is the supreme card for Moon Bar. From now on, if you take a girl there, all the drinks are on the house. And to celebrate you getting into university, I'm giving you 90% ownership of this bar. You're the boss now. Gao Xiaoqin's eyes widened. Sheng, you've become quite generous. I heard Moon Bar makes tens of millions every year. You're really giving up that much. Have you been making a fortune lately? Gao Zhiqiang swirled his wine glass and shrugged. Big sis, don't mock me. My little business can't compare to your and Big Brother's hundreds of billions of wealth. Stop acting poor. You've been making quite a bit from the business your Shan Shui group matched you with. By the way, how is that Chen Qinchuan, the director you sent to learn a foreign language? Is he doing well? Oh, don't even mention him. The old man is such a mess. He didn't learn much foreign language at all, and he has already gone through several foreign teachers. That's because you didn't take care of him properly. The two of them began to bicker. Meanwhile, Gao Zhiqiang and Chen Shooting, seemingly used to it, ignored them and focused on eating. Liu Ruoyan, holding a bottle of Romani Conti wine, quietly served them from the side. Gao Yang couldn't help but find it a bit amusing, watching Liu Ruoyan put in so much effort just for money. At this moment, the system's notification pinged in his mind. Ding! Detected a high-value female. Name, Liu Ruoyan. Age, 20. Measurements, 61-42-68. Socket usage, 0. System has banned this female. Interacting with her will earn rewards. Oh? It's been banned. This was a bit surprising to Gao Yang. Although he was put off by Liu Ruoyan's materialistic nature, he didn't mind playing around with her a bit, perhaps even toying with her, teaching her a thing or two about the harsh realities of society. He recalled the famous saying from a certain Playboy master, if you meet a good girl, don't miss the chance. If you meet a bad girl, don't let her go. Gao Yang then deliberately pulled Liu Ruoyan into his arms, causing her to jump in shock. Why, young Master Gao, have you been drinking? Let me take you to rest. As the saying goes, a brother helps you when you're drunk, but a woman will help you several times. Gao Yang didn't resist, letting her help him to the bedroom. Once in the soft bed, Gao Yang lazily sized Liu Ruoyan up and asked, Xiao Liu, how old are you this year? Liu Ruoyan shyly lowered her head and, with a voice tinged with a little coquettishness, squeaked. Young Master Gao, I just turned 18 this year tilde. Oops. Gao Yang almost spit out the sip of wake-up tea he had just taken. If I had just checked your information, I would have totally believed you. As expected, the saying from Zhang Wuji's mother was true: the prettier a woman is, the more she'll lie. Gao Yang wiped his mouth with a tissue, clearing his throat. Cough, cough, Xiao Liu, I heard you used to dance. How about showing me a performance? Liu Ruoyan immediately and sternly refused. Young Master Gao, what are you saying? I'm a decent person with moral standards. Gao Yang took out a bank card and slapped it on the table. Oh? Really? So, can your moral standards be a little more flexible? Chapter 5, Reward a Kawasaki Ninja H2R. Ding, Liu Ruyan's affection plus 20, current affection, 20. P.S. Affection level divisions, 0 for indifference, 20-40 for beginner level simp, 40-80 for intermediate simp, 80-90 for advanced simp, above 90 for ultimate simp. Affection reaching 100 means simp king, willing to make any sacrifice for their host and will even fantasize about anything related to their host. Seeing the $1 million black card on the table, Liu Ruyan's eyes almost popped out. She quickly bowed and, with an even more exaggerated tone, said, Private Masse. Young Master Yang, actually, my moral bottom line has always been very flexible. You want to see what kind of dance? Jazz, classical, Latin, I'm good at them all. Gao Yang curled the corner of his mouth. Those are too mainstream. How about something more elegant? Can you do pole dancing? SSSS tilde. Liu Ruyan sucked in a breath. Oh, doing that might be a bit difficult. With a playful look on his face, Gao Yang fiddled with the black card and said, Really difficult? Well, if it's too hard, you can forget about it. You can leave now. No. Young Master Yang, let me think of something, find some props. Liu Ruyan actually started looking for a pole in the room. Okay, I was just kidding. Don't actually do it, or we might get this novel banned. Gao Yang quickly stopped her from going too far. However, he decided to make use of her materialistic nature in another way. Thinking about the system's cashback function, Gao Yang had an idea. Ruyan, where do you usually shop? Shop, well. Liu Ruyan scratched her head and thought for a moment. I usually like going to the Global Port shopping mall with my girlfriends, but the stuff there is too expensive. Gao Yang knew that Global Port was the most high-end shopping mall in Jinghai. And he also knew that there were 70 ways to woo a girl, with shopping being one of them, and the rest of them being other ways. I see. Well, I have some time today. Why don't you accompany me to buy something? When Liu Ruyan heard this, she immediately started fantasizing. Hai Yan wants me to go shopping with him. He must like me, right? It must be. With my stunning beauty and sexy figure, every man will fall at my feet. No, I have to grab hold of this golden thigh tightly and make him spend big. Imagining herself swiping Gao Yang's card and shopping recklessly, Liu Ruyan was already so excited she could barely sit still. She couldn't wait to ask. Of course, young Master Yang, I'm available anytime. How should we go? Gao Yang asked the system in his mind. Xiaoyu, as a young master from a wealthy family, I can't go out without some style, right? Xiaoyu's cute figure appeared before Gao Yang. Of course, the host currently has a random vehicle card. Would you like to use it? Use it. Gao Yang didn't hesitate. Congratulations, the host has drawn a Kawasaki Ninja H2R. It is parked in the underground garage and is available for use at any time. Kawasaki H2R. No way. Gao Yang almost jumped with excitement. In his past life, he was a hardcore motorcycle enthusiast, absolutely obsessed with the sound of motorcycle engines. He loved to ride with other bikers on the streets. However, due to the high cost of this bike, close to 800,000 yuan, he could only dream about it. Now, in this second life, he had somehow managed to get his hands on the bike he had always dreamed of. Although Gao Yang knew that money would no longer be an issue for him in the future and that he could easily buy top sports cars like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, this motorcycle held a special place in his heart. Let us go, take me to the underground garage. Gao Yang put on his coat and took the internal elevator straight to the underground garage. When the elevator doors opened, Gao Yang was blinded by the dazzling array of luxury cars. There were Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, Aston Martins, and other top-tier luxury vehicles lined up in perfect order, resembling a static luxury car exhibition. The air was filled with a faint scent of motor oil, a distinctly masculine smell. Wow, Dad really has quite the collection. Gao Yang couldn't help but marvel. It was clear that Gao Chichang was also a car enthusiast. Of course, most of the cars here were high-end business models, since his father likely had clients to meet, but sports cars were still relatively few. At the farthest corner of the garage, a dark Kawasaki Ninja H2R stood quietly, waiting for its owner. Wow, this bike looks so cool. Liu Ruyan was immediately attracted to it and started taking selfies with her phone. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R had a design full of technology and power. Its streamlined body lines resembled a swift cheetah, agile and fast. The sharp headlights looked like the eyes of a beast, glowing fiercely. The entire design was simple yet imposing, giving a strong visual impact. Is this bike fast or not? Gao Yang muttered to himself. You're amazing, young Master Yang, you even know this. Liu Ruyan immediately started fawning over him, clapping her hands in admiration. Gao Yang noticed that the suspension and brake systems of this Kawasaki H2R had also been carefully tuned, ensuring stable handling even at high speeds. He ran his hand over the bike's cold metal surface. This bike is simply tailor-made for me. Gao Yang was secretly thrilled. He couldn't wait to ride it and feel the thrill of the wind racing by. He then hopped onto the bike and patted the rear seat. Get on. Chapter 6, Poor Play with Cars, Rich Play with Watches. Oh, okay. Liu Ruyan froze for a moment, then blushed and tightly hugged Gao Yang's waist as she climbed onto the bike. Hold on tight, we're about to take off. Gao Yang adjusted his posture, gently twisting the throttle, and the Kawasaki Ninja H2R roared to life, like a beast awakening. The deep, powerful growl echoed through the garage. Soon, the garage door slowly opened, letting in a blinding beam of light. Gao Yang squinted slightly, adjusted to the light, and then sped out of the garage on the bike. Liu Ruyan pressed herself tightly against Gao Yang's back, feeling the wind whipping past her ears. Her heart raced as if it might leap out of her chest. You're so naughty, young Master Yang. I love it. Ding, Liu Ruyan's intimacy plus 20, current intimacy, 40. It was Liu Ruyan's first time riding such a fast vehicle, and she was so excited she could hardly contain herself. Soon, the two arrived at the Global Port shopping center. Global Port was located in the heart of Jinghai City. It was a massive complex combining shopping, dining, and entertainment, a true commercial giant. At this moment, Gao Yang heard a voice from the system. Ding, congratulations, the host has unlocked the infinite cashback function. Any consumption made by the host will be refunded at a random multiplier. The more the host spends, the more money will be refunded. Every penny refunded will be deducted from the accounts of Eagle Source Country or the evil capitalists of the island nation. The more cashback the host gets, the more capitalists will go bankrupt or jump off buildings. Nice. This is awesome, I love it. Gao Yang couldn't help but applaud. Although he already had an extraordinary family background and wasn't short on money, who could ever have too much money? Worst case, he could send a few $100 million to those bookshelf-building pretty boys. Let us go, let us take a look inside. Gao Yang strode into Global Port. Inside the mall, luxury boutiques were lined up one after another, each shop decorated luxuriously. In the windows, the latest bags, watches, jewelry, and other luxury items were displayed. The store clerks, dressed in neat uniforms, smiled and greeted every customer who entered, offering professional service and advice. Young Master Yang, what would you like to buy? Gao Yang looked around at the dazzling array of luxury stores. Honestly, he hadn't really decided what to buy yet, but he had one principle: buy the right stuff, not the expensive stuff. After all, according to the system's cashback rule, the larger the purchase, the higher the cashback. Suddenly, Gao Yang's eyes fell on a Patek Philippe boutique that stood out from the rest. Gao Yang glanced at his empty wrist and thought, right, I'm missing a watch. Let us check it out. They say poor people play with cars, rich people play with watches, and that old men love young women, which is true in some sense. New money or rich second generations usually start with things like buying a sports car, wearing a gold chain, or sporting clothes from high-end brands like Versace to show off. Meanwhile, more cultured upper-class individuals usually move past these lowbrow tastes and buy a watch that matches their status, which is the best choice for them. A limited edition luxury watch can easily cost hundreds of thousands, even millions, and it's quite a good investment. This is why Patek Philippe's most famous slogan is, "You never truly own a Patek Philippe. You just take care of it for your descendants." You're buying a watch, young Master Yang. I just bought one last year. Liu Ruyan proudly raised her wrist, showing off her Longines watch. Gao Yang suspected Liu Ruyan was mocking him, but he had no proof. Next, Gao Yang bought a luxury Patek Philippe Nautilus 5980 platinum diamond-studded watch, a global limited edition with only 100 pieces available, priced at 5 million yuan. Young Master Yan, you really bought this watch? Why not? Gao Yang looked at Liu Ruyan, puzzled, not understanding her reaction. I mean, it's 5 million. You didn't even blink an eye before spending that much. Liu Ruyan quietly started calculating with her fingers, wondering how many lifetimes she'd need to earn that much money. It's just pocket change, stop acting like you've never seen money before, okay? Gao Yang said, quickly taking a few steps back. He suspected that if it weren't in a public place, Liu Ruyan might just jump on him and try to devour him alive. Oh, okay. Liu Ruyan, with her black stockings and long, beautiful legs slightly crossed, gazed at Gao Yang with admiration, her eyes shining with envy. She couldn't help but let a little drool slip from her lips. At this moment, another system notification sounded in Gao Yang's mind. Ding, congratulations to their host for successfully spending 5 million. A 10x random cashback has been credited. Please check your balance. Congratulations to their host for completing your first transaction. The skill, Agile Tongue, has been awarded. Special note, this skill enhances the flexibility of their host's tongue cells, making them more nimble and powerful. Meanwhile, Gao Yang's phone received a message. Your ICBC account ending in 5865 has received a transfer of 50 million yuan. Current balance, 55 million yuan. Whoa, 50 million. Chapter 7, wrap up the most expensive one. At this point, Gao Yang was starting to feel a little unsettled. He had just spent 5 million, and now he had earned 50 million back. What kind of crazy operation was this? Now, Gao Yang could somewhat understand Wang Duiyu's agony spending money only made more money come back. Who could handle that? Sai, who can understand the troubles of the rich. If it were possible, Gao Yang even thought about randomly picking a few handsome guys in front of the screen and giving each of them 1 million. He put away his phone and saw Liu Ruyan beside him, her big Casilon eyes blinking as she stared at him without moving. Gao Yang understood this kind of woman all too well, just a slight movement, and he could tell exactly what she wanted. He waved his hand. Let us go, let us check out some other stores. I'll buy you a few bags. As soon as Gao Yang's words fell, Liu Ruyan's eyes immediately lit up. She excitedly grabbed his arm and hopped alongside him like a joyful little bunny. Really? Young Master Yan, you're really going to buy me bags? I couldn't possibly let you. Liu Ruyan pretended to act coy. TSK, this woman's still trying to put up a front while playing the role of a seductress. Why bother? Gao Yang couldn't help but roll his eyes dramatically. He then took Liu Ruyan into an LV store. As soon as the staff saw Gao Yang and Liu Ruyan entering, they immediately greeted them with enthusiasm. Unlike the typical sales staff who look down on customers and get humiliated when the customers prove them wrong, this didn't happen here. Salespeople in luxury stores are usually well trained. Even if they look down on customers, they don't show it, and their expression management is on point. Of course, this also had to do with Gao Yang's appearance. After Gao Yang's family struck it rich, Chen Shooting specifically found a century-old tailoring shop in Italy to customize all of Gao Yang's clothes. The spending on clothing alone each year is no less than 7 figures. So, the staff immediately recognized that Gao Yang was no ordinary customer. Sir, madam, welcome. How can I assist you today? Gao Yang pointed at Liu Ruyan and said. Pick a few of the latest bags for this beautiful lady. Make sure they are the most expensive ones. The salesperson's eyes immediately brightened. A big client. He quickly nodded and bowed slightly. Yes, sir. I'll select the best for you right away. In no time, the salesperson came back with a few of the latest bags and began showcasing them to Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan's eyes immediately lit up. She picked up a small pink crossbody bag, examined it carefully, and muttered. This color is beautiful. It's perfect for me. Gao Yang looked at her and couldn't help but feel disdain inside. No kidding. Is there a single bag here that wouldn't suit you? At that moment, the salesperson presented a black bag and said, "Miss, this is the Millionaire Speedy handbag, a limited edition for this year. It's made of crocodile leather and diamond embellishments. There are only 100 of these worldwide, making it extremely rare." As soon as Liu Ruyan heard this, her eyes widened. She grabbed the bag and hugged it to her chest, as if holding onto a treasure. "Wow, this one is even better. Young Master Yang, I want this one," she excitedly shouted. "No problem, buy it," Gao Yang said, then swiftly ripped off the price tag from the bag and slung it over Liu Ruyan's shoulder. Ding, Liu Ruyan's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 80, promoted to senior follower, awarded, top-tier driving skill card. But that wasn't all. Gao Yang continued to pick out several more expensive clothes and bags for her, successfully increasing her favorability to 95, making her a top-tier follower. Liu Ruyan had no idea how serious the situation was and continued to take selfies in front of the mirror, enjoying her rise to becoming a little rich lady. Suddenly, Gao Yang clutched his stomach, gritting his teeth in pain. "Ruyan, I've suddenly got a stomach ache. I need to go to the bathroom." Go ahead, go ahead." Liu Ruyan casually waved him off, not suspecting anything, still lost in her fantasy of becoming a small wealthy woman. 15 minutes later, a salesperson walked up to her politely and asked, "Miss, it looks like you've picked out everything. Shall we settle the bill?" At this moment, Liu Ruyan finally snapped out of her daze. "Huh? Where did young Master Yang go?" She took out her phone to call Gao Yang but realized she didn't have his contact information. But since her favorability had reached 95, even though she had a hunch that Gao Yang might have tricked her, Liu Ruyan still tried to make excuses for him in her mind. "It's impossible. Young Master Yang wouldn't just leave me. Maybe something happened to him." After saying this, Liu Ruyan was about to go out to look for him, but the salesperson stopped her. "Miss, you've already removed the tags from the bag. There's no way you can leave without paying. The bill is here. It's 2.5 million. Please settle the payment." Chapter 8. Boy, haven't I seen you before? Liu Ruyan almost fainted when she heard this number. She stared at the bill in the clerk's hand with wide eyes and looked at it in disbelief. She took it with trembling hands and felt dizzy. 2.5 million. How can it be so much? Liu Ruyan exclaimed, her heart filled with despair. The clerk explained expressionlessly. "These are the items you just picked: crocodile leather handbags, diamond earrings, limited edition dresses. Each one is priceless, and the total is this number." Liu Ruyan felt her heart was about to jump out. How could she have so much money? I don't have so much money, you are robbing me," she shouted in panic. The clerk was unmoved and said calmly, "If you can't pay, we can only call the police." When Liu Ruyan heard that they were going to call the police, she turned pale and fainted. On the other side, Gao Yang, holding a cup of milk tea, walked out of the mall slowly. Yes, the reason why he found an excuse to slip away was to let Liu Ruyan experience the dangers of the world. It is estimated that after this lesson, she will think twice before trying to climb up the high branches and hang out with rich men. When Gao Yang came to the parking lot, he found a sexy female anchor holding a mobile phone, talking to herself excitedly in front of his Kawasaki Ninja H2R, and seemed to be broadcasting live. The female anchor's name is Lin Wanner, a small internet celebrity with more than 100,000 fans on the Huaguo live broadcast platform. Lin Wanner's long black hair draped over her shoulders, her facial features were exquisite, her nose was high, her lips were rosy, and when she smiled, she revealed two charming dimples, which made people fall in love with her. Her figure was even more impressive. Her tight jeans outlined her perfect curves to the fullest. Her towering chest, slender waist, and long straight legs all exuded sexy charm. Especially when she bent down to check the details of Kawasaki Ninja H2R, her slender waist and plump hip curves made people unable to look away. At this moment, she was squatting in front of Gao Yang's Kawasaki Ninja H2R motorcycle, introducing this valuable super motorcycle with her sweet voice. "Oh my god, fans, did you see it? This motorcycle is Kawasaki Ninja H2R, and it is a global limited edition. I actually saw it here," Lin Wanner said while gently stroking the body of the motorcycle. Ding, a beautiful girl is detected. Lin Wanner, beauty score, 87, bound to their host, interact with her more, you can trigger random tasks and get rewards. At this time, a virtual screen appeared in front of Gao Yang, with various values on it, similar to the attribute panel in the game. Name, Gao Yang. Age, 19. Height, 182. Strength, 5. Speed, 5. Constitution, for kidney deficiency, note, the average value of adult men is 7, the limit is 10. Number of plug uses, 0. Seeing this, Gao Yang was a little dissatisfied. That's not right, Xiao, why is the quality of my body so poor? Let me regain my strength. Ding, reward the host with 20 attribute points, which can be used to strengthen physical fitness. That's good enough, strengthen strength and speed by 10 points each. Ding, strengthening successful. As Xiao's prompt sound fell, Gao Yang felt a great force surging from his limbs, as if his whole body was filled with this force. Oh! Gao Yang couldn't help but let out a comfortable cry. He subconsciously clenched his fists, feeling the unprecedented sense of power, as if he could punch through a thick steel plate. Har har, is this the feeling after strengthening? Gao Yang shouted excitedly, punched the wall next to him, and heard a click, and the solid wall was punched out by his punch. Har har har, not bad, not bad. Gao Yang nodded with satisfaction. His strength and speed have broken through the limits of human beings. Now he should be able to deal with more than a dozen special forces. Gao Yang smiled with satisfaction and walked over. This beautiful lady, it seems that you are very interested in my car. He teased. Lin Meng heard the voice, raised his head, and a trace of surprise flashed in his eyes. She didn't expect the owner of the car to suddenly appear, and he was such a handsome guy. Yes, this Kawasaki Ninja H2R is so handsome, I have always liked it. She said shyly. Since you like it, why not try riding it? Gao Yang suggested. Lin Meng heard this, a flash of surprise in her eyes, but then she hesitated. Is this okay? I don't dare to ride it. It's okay, I can take you for a ride. Gao Yang said, and walked over, helped her put on the helmet, and then helped her get on the motorcycle, and then silently said in his heart. System, I want to use that top car skill card. Ding, used successfully, congratulations to the host for becoming an old driver. Bar, you are an old driver, your whole family is an old driver. As the system prompt sound fell, Gao Yang suddenly felt a strange power surging into his body, as if he had merged with this Kawasaki Ninja H2R motorcycle. He could clearly sense every detail of the vehicle, from the slight vibration of the engine to the subtle friction between the tires and the ground, as if forming a clear picture in his mind. Not only that, he could also control the motorcycle at will, whether it was acceleration, deceleration, turning or braking, it became easy. He gently twisted the throttle, and the Kawasaki Ninja H2R rushed out of the parking lot like a flash of lightning. Lin Wanner only felt a gust of wind blowing, and she was already speeding on the road. Wow! So cool! The lightning speed made her scream, but she was immediately impressed by Gao Yang's steady driving skills. Ding, Lin Wanner's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 20. She hugged Gao Yang's waist tightly, feeling the sound of the wind whistling in her ears. Her mood gushed out like a fountain, and her body was filled with excitement. Not long after, Gao Yang drove the Kawasaki H2R to a winding mountain road in the suburbs of Jinghai City. This place is usually deserted and has few cars, so it is a drag racing sanctuary for many motorcycle enthusiasts. Just as Gao Yang and Lin Wanner were enjoying the thrill of riding on the mountain road, a roar of an engine suddenly came from afar. Gao Yang frowned slightly and saw through the rearview mirror that a group of young people riding various motorcycles were approaching quickly. These young people were wearing tight leather jackets, cool helmets, and provocative smiles on their faces. They were obviously a group of drag racing gangs. It seems that we have met a group of uninvited guests. Sure enough, after seeing Gao Yang and Lin Wanner, the group of people immediately accelerated and rushed over, surrounding them. Hey, stop! The leading young man took off his sunglasses, revealing an arrogant face. He looked at Gao Yang's Kawasaki Ninja H2R, and a trace of jealousy flashed in his eyes. Oh, the car is good. Boy, I don't think I have seen you before. He asked provocatively. Why, this road is yours. Do I have to report to you when I come here? Gao Yang was not tolerant of him at all. Fuck. How can you talk to Brother Kuan? A yellow-haired drag racer next to him was about to rush up to fight, but was stopped by the young man called Brother Kuan. You have a personality. I like you. Let's get to know each other. My name is Shu Kuan. How about we go for a race? Gao Yang smiled and responded indifferently, sorry, I'm not interested in playing with you. I just brought my friends here to relax today. Har har har, relax. Bring girls to our territory to relax? What do you think we are? Air. That's right, don't think you are great just because you ride a good car. Here, you have to rely on your strength. Someone else echoed. Seeing this, Lin Wana nervously grabbed Gao Yang's clothes and whispered. Brother Gao Yang, let's go. These people are not good people. It's better not to conflict with them. At this time, Huang Mao saw Lin Wana and walked forward with a lewd smile. Hey, this girl is pretty, buddy, since you don't dare to drive fast, leave this girl to play with us. Chapter 9 If you have the guts, wait for me. As Huang Mao said, he reached out to touch Lin Wana's face. A hint of coldness flashed in Gao Yang's eyes. He grabbed Huang Mao's wrist, kicked him in the waist, and then threw him out with force. Bang! Huang Mao fell to the ground, groaning in pain. Ouch, my waist! You dare to do it! Seeing this, Shu Kuan's face sank. He didn't expect Gao Yang to dare to fight back. Fight? Don't you see who started it? If you dare to be rude again, don't blame me for being rude. Gao Yang said coldly. Shu Kuan and others were shocked by Gao Yang's momentum, and no one dared to step forward for a while. Brother Kuan, this kid is too arrogant, we have to teach him a lesson. Huang Mao got up from the ground, rubbing his painful wrist, and said viciously. Don't worry, are we afraid of him with so many people? We have to find a suitable way to teach him a lesson. Shu Kuan's eyes flashed with a hint of viciousness. He glanced at the surrounding racing gangs and had an idea in his mind. Boy, aren't you very arrogant? How about we have a competition? The loser not only has to leave the car, but also has to leave this girl to accompany us for one night. Shu Kuan pointed at Lin Wana and said. Gao Yang raised his eyebrows and asked. What if you lose? Shu Kuan looked disdainful. Will I lose? I have been running on this track for 5 years. If I lose, I will kowtow to you 3 times on the spot and quit the car circle from now on. Okay, it's a deal. Gao Yang rode on the Kawasaki H2R. Lin Wana nervously grabbed the corner of his clothes and asked worriedly. Brother Gao Yang, do you really want to compete with them? Don't worry, just wait for me here. I can't lose. Gao Yang gave her a comforting smile, then put on his helmet and prepared to start the race. On the track, the atmosphere suddenly became tense. This Dongmingshan track is a winding mountain road with lush trees on both sides. Occasionally, you can see streams and waterfalls in the mountains. Although this road is not a professional racing venue, it is an excellent competition venue for these racing parties. Shu Kuan rode a modified BMW RR, the blue and white body looked extremely dazzling in the sun. He wore a pair of black sunglasses, with a smug smile on his lips, as if he had already won. Boy, I'll let you know what speed is in a moment. Shu Kuan shouted, and the BMW RR rushed out like an arrow from a string, instantly disappearing from everyone's sight. Oh. Gao Yang rode lazily on the Kawasaki H2R, yawned, and seemed not to care about the game at all. Everyone, get ready go. With an order, Shu Kuan rushed out like an arrow from a string, his BMW RR galloped on the mountain road, rolling up a cloud of dust. Gao Yang did not rush to catch up, he maintained a steady speed, observing the road conditions ahead and Shu Kuan's movements. Soon, Shu Kuan left the others far behind. He looked back proudly at Gao Yang, but found that Gao Yang was still following him slowly. Boy, is this all you can do? Don't let me down. Shu Kuan laughed loudly. Gao Yang did not respond, and then he sped up. The Kawasaki H2R passed through their mountain road like a flash of lightning, quickly closing the distance with Shu Kuan. Hiss tilde. Shu Kuan felt the threat from Gao Yang, and he stepped on the accelerator, trying to distance himself. But Gao Yang's Kawasaki H2R had excellent performance and was extremely fast, so he quickly caught up. The two drove side by side, and it was difficult to tell who was better for a while. Shu Kuan was anxious. He didn't expect Gao Yang to be so difficult. He kept changing lanes and speeds, trying to find Gao Yang's flaws. However, Gao Yang seemed to be at ease. He easily dealt with Shukuan's movements, and at the same time, he was looking for an opportunity to overtake. Finally, at a bend, Gao Yang saw an opportunity. He suddenly stepped on the accelerator, and with a whoosh, the Kawasaki H2R rushed out like a tiger, instantly surpassing Shukuan. Shukuan was shocked. He didn't expect Gao Yang to overtake him in such a place. He desperately twisted the accelerator, trying to catch up, but it was too late. Gao Yang ran farther and farther, and finally crossed the finish line steadily. Wow! Brother Gao Yang is great. Lin Wana jumped up excitedly. Ding, Lin Wana's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 40. He took off his helmet, stared into Shukuan's eyes and said, "You lost, keep your promise." Shukuan's face turned pale. He never thought that he would lose to a new kid. The game just now doesn't count. I was careless. Let's have another game. Gao Yang smiled coldly. He had seen Shukuan's character a long time ago and expected that he would cheat. Okay, kowtow to me 3 times first, then I'll compete with you. You're looking for death. Shukuan was enraged by Gao Yang's words. He rushed forward and punched Gao Yang in the face. Gao Yang was prepared. He dodged Shukuan's attack and punched him hard on the chin. Ouch! Shukuan screamed and fell backwards. A front tooth flew out with blood. He covered his chin and tears came out of his eyes. He didn't expect Gao Yang to be so powerful that he couldn't even take a punch. Fuck, you dare to hit me, do you know who I am? Shukuan roared with snot and tears, like a shrew scolding on the street. Gao Yang looked at Shukuan coldly, his eyes full of disdain. If you are willing to accept the loss, don't act like a bitch. Now, kneel down and kowtow. What are you standing there for? Come on. Shukuan yelled at his brothers. The yellow-haired man standing in the front reacted the fastest. He immediately squatted down and covered his stomach with a painful expression. Oh, no, Brother Kuan, my uncle is coming. It hurts so much. Seeing Gao Yang's fighting ability, the other racing gangs felt like their feet were glued and dared not move. A bunch of useless people, you wait. Shukuan's eyes flashed with a fierceness. He stared at Gao Yang fiercely, then took out his mobile phone from his pocket and dialed a number. Hey, cousin, I was bullied in Dongming Mountain. Bring someone to help me. Shukuan said with gritted teeth. A gloomy voice came from the other end of the phone. Who dares to bully you? Are you so bold? Send me the address, I'll be there soon. Shukuan hung up the phone, stared at Gao Yang fiercely and said. Stop them. My cousin will be there soon. When Huang Mao heard this, his stomach immediately stopped hurting, and he stepped forward and asked flatteringly. Brother Kuan, is Brother Bao coming? Shukuan glared at him with disdain, but still nodded. Huang Mao immediately straightened his back, pointed at Gao Yang's nose arrogantly and said. You are finished, Brother Bao is the leader of our East City. Last year, someone offended him and poured him into a concrete pillar. You, wait for death. Chapter 10 There are a lot of people outside, I kneel down for you. Gao Yang sneered, he didn't even want to leave. Okay, I want to see how much weight your so-called cousin has. Not long after, a black Mercedes-Benz sedan came and stopped at the entrance of the racetrack, followed by a Wuling Hongguang van. The door opened, and a burly man with a face full of flesh walked down. He was Shukuan's cousin, Li Bao, known as Mad Dog. Then the door of the Wuling Hongguang also opened, and thugs with sticks jumped down from it one after another, 1, 2, 3. More than 20 people came down. Fuck, this car can hold so many people. The black mass of thugs stunned the young people present. When Li Bao and others came, the atmosphere of the entire racetrack became tense. Heh! Li Bao didn't take this group of young people seriously at all. He spat, pulled up his loose belt, walked to Shukuan, patted his shoulder and asked. Our Kuan, who bullied you? Shukuan pointed at Gao Yang and said. It was him, the new guy, who dared to hit me. Li Bao turned his eyes to Gao Yang, his eyes full of cruelty. Son thief, you are so brave, you dare to touch my cousin. Gao Yang met Li Bao's eyes without fear, and said lightly. He was the first to cheat, I just taught him a lesson. Teach. You are worthy of teaching my cousin a lesson. Kneel down and admit your mistake, otherwise I will destroy you today. Li Bao shouted loudly. The surrounding racing gangs held their breath, they knew that today's incident was going to be a big deal. However, Gao Yang didn't care at all. He sneered and said, "Are you qualified to kneel down for me?" After saying that, he took a step forward and rushed towards Li Bao like a flash of lightning. Li Bao didn't expect Gao Yang to dare to take the initiative to attack. He was stunned for a moment, then quickly reacted and punched him. The two fists collided fiercely in the air, making a dull sound. Li Bao only felt a huge force coming, and his fist was actually shaken away by Gao Yang. He was shocked, and didn't expect Gao Yang's strength to be so great. However, Gao Yang didn't give him a chance to breathe. He kicked out and kicked Li Bao directly in the stomach. "Arr!" Li Bao screamed, and the whole person fell backwards and fell to the ground. Brother Gao Yang is so handsome. At this time, Lin Wana looked at Gao Yang with little stars in her eyes. Ding, Lin Wana's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 60. The people around were shocked. They didn't expect Gao Yang to be so powerful. Even the gangster Li Bao was no match for him. Huaguo was also pale with fear. He didn't expect that the cousin he called over couldn't beat Gao Yang. "Cousin, are you okay?" Huaguo ran over to help Li Bao up and asked. Li Bao covered his stomach and groaned in pain. He ordered the thugs he brought fiercely. "Hack him to death." Seeing this, Li Bao's brothers drew out the machetes and baseball bats they brought and surrounded Gao Yang. "Let's see who dares to do it." The next second, a silver-grey Bentley slowly drove over, followed by 7 or 8 imported Audi A6s. The car window rolled down, revealing a gloomy face wearing gold-rimmed sunglasses. It was Gao Yang's second uncle Gao Chishan. Gao Chishan's eye swept through the crowd and soon fell on Gao Yang. He slowly got out of the car, looked around and asked, "Who is so bold? Who dares to touch my nephew?" Hearing this voice, the arrogant Li Bao and Huaguo and others were frightened and pale. "Gao. Boss Gao." Li Bao naturally knew Gao Chishan and knew that he was the real underground emperor of Jinghai City and no one dared to offend him. Huaguo was so scared that he trembled all over, knowing that he had hit a wall today. Gao Chishan's appearance made the originally noisy racing field quiet instantly. Everyone widened their eyes and looked at the legendary boss in disbelief. "Yang, what's going on?" Gao Chishan asked in a deep voice. It turned out that when Huaguo called someone, Gao Yang also sent a text message to Gao Chishan. Gao Yang briefly explained what happened. After Gao Chishan finished listening, he turned his eyes to Li Bao and others, revealing a murderous intent in his eyes. "You are so brave that you even dare to touch my nephew," Gao Chishan said coldly. When Li Bao saw Gao Chishan appear, his heart suddenly sank. He knew how powerful Gao Chishan was in Jinghai City and he was no match for him. Mr. Gao, it's a misunderstanding, it's all a misunderstanding." Li Bao stuttered. However, Gao Chishan didn't listen to his explanation at all. He waved his hand, and the men behind him immediately understood and stepped forward to control Li Bao and others. "Yang, how do you want to deal with them?" Gao Chishan asked. Gao Yang glanced at Li Bao, Huaguo and others, and said lightly, "It's up to you, uncle." Gao Chishan nodded. He has always been very protective of his beloved nephew, so he ordered his men. "Take this guy away and treat him well according to the rules." The men immediately took action and took Li Bao and others away. Li Bao begged for mercy. "Mr. Gao, have you forgotten that I invited you to dinner before?" And Huaguo was so scared that he trembled all over and knelt down with a plop. I was wrong, Brother Yang. There were many people outside just now. I knelt down for you. I didn't recognize the great man. Please forgive me." Seeing Huaguo's weak appearance, Gao Yang just felt funny. "Huaguo, I still like your unruly look just now. Please recover." Huaguo almost cried when he heard this. He was really scared now. The man in front of him was a real boss in Jinghai City. If he really angered him, he might not even know how he died. He quickly got up, squeezed out a smile that was uglier than crying, and said, "Brother Yang, don't joke with me. How dare I do that? You are so generous. Just treat me as a fart. Gao Yang couldn't help laughing when he heard this. He glanced at Gao Chishing next to him, and saw that Gao Chishing was also looking at Shukuan with a playful look on his face. It was obvious that he was also amused by his cowardly look, so he deliberately frightened him. I heard that this guy is a sea king. Then throw him into the sea to feed the fish. Suddenly, a dirty liquid flowed out from Shukuan's trouser legs, and he fainted with his legs kicked. Gao Chishing was too lazy to pay attention to him, but patted Gao Yang's shoulder and pointed at Lin Wana next to him. Yarn, that's your girlfriend, right? She's pretty. Take her to Moon Bar tonight. I'll say hello to the store. Chapter 11. Don't get involved, I'm a Sigma man. Hearing Gao Chishing calling her that, Lin Wana blushed and she secretly glanced at Gao Yang. Gao Yang was also somewhat helpless. He touched his nose and said, Uncle, stop joking. We just met. Oh? Is that so? Then you better act quickly. Be careful that your beautiful girlfriend might be kidnapped. Lin Wana's face was red with tears. She took out her cell phone and took a look. Oh no, it's almost time for curfew at 10 o'clock. If I come home late, my dad will break my legs. Gao Yang was surprised. I didn't realize your parents are so strict. Lin Wana nodded with a bitter face. Yes, my dad is super fierce. He controls me very strictly. He doesn't even allow me to fall in love. Really? Gao Yang couldn't see this at all, because Lin Wana gave him the impression of a rebellious girl who likes to try new things. He didn't expect that she was a good girl in front of her family. Maybe this is the so-called contrast. Then I'll take you home first. Gao Yang got on the motorcycle and patted the back seat. Lin Wana sat on it obediently and hugged Gao Yang's waist. Gao Chishing next to him smiled like an auntie, took out his mobile phone and took a picture secretly, and sent it to their Love Gao group. Gao Lauer, picture.jpg. Fresh big melon. Everyone come and taste it. Gao Xiaofeng. Wow, Xiao Yarnyang is in love. Arshin, you should tell him to take care of his health. Gao Xiaolan. No way, I just finished revising the paper and was about to go to bed, and I got such a big surprise. Gao Xiaoqin. Yangzi has a good eye, and his girlfriend is pretty. Gao Lauda. Of course, don't you see whose son she is? Chen Shooting. Gao Chichang, I gave you face, right? Gao Yang didn't know that in just a few minutes, he had been disgraced in the family group. Gao Yang, who had no idea, put on his helmet and asked Lin Wana. Where is your home? Yongjingwen Villa District. Oh? I didn't expect your family to be so rich. Gao Yang was a little surprised, because the people living there were all the top rich people in Jinghai City, and their family also had a villa there. No, my dad just runs a small and micro enterprise. Lin Wana's words made Gao Yang laugh, thinking, how could someone who can live in Yongjingwen Villa District be a small and micro enterprise? This girl is still quite low-key. He started the motorcycle and slowly drove towards Yongjingwen Villa District. The night in Jinghai City was brightly lit and the cool breeze blew Lin Wana's long hair gently. By the way, do you often come out to live broadcast alone? Gao Yang asked curiously. Lin Wana smiled and said, No, I actually ran away secretly. There was a dinner party at home tonight, and I didn't want to attend it. I felt it was too boring, so I made an excuse to go out shopping and ran away secretly. Har, it turns out you are still a girl who loves excitement. Gao Yang joked. Humph, I'm not a girl, I'm an adult. Lin Wana pouted and retorted dissatisfiedly. The two talked and laughed all the way, and soon arrived at the Yongjingwen Villa District. The environment here is elegant and shaded by green trees. Each villa is designed in a unique style, which looks luxurious and tasteful. Gao Yang parked the motorcycle at the entrance of the villa area, took off his helmet, and said to Lin Wana. We're here, go in, don't let your family wait too long. Lin Wana jumped off the motorcycle, patted her skirt gently, then looked up at Gao Yang, and said reluctantly. Brother Gao Yang, thank you for sending me back. Can I add you on WeChat? Gao Yang smiled slightly, nodded, took out his mobile phone and exchanged WeChat numbers with Lin Wana. Okay, go in quickly, I should go back too. Gao Yang said, got on the motorcycle, and prepared to leave. Wait a minute. What's wrong? Before Gao Yang could react, Lin Wana tiptoed, gently kissed Gao Yang's cheek, and then ran away quickly. Ding, Lin Wana's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 80, successfully promoted to their host's high-level lick dog. Gao Yang, who received a kiss from a beautiful woman, couldn't help but sigh. As expected, as long as a man is rich and handsome, he will not lack women. He hasn't even started chasing her, but she's already thrown herself into her arms. However, Gao Yang has now become a Sigma man and will not fall into a woman's trap easily. After thinking about it, Gao Yang turned the accelerator and drove towards the Moon Bar in the center of Jinghai. The Moon Bar is located in a prosperous area in the center of Jinghai. In the night, it is like a shining pearl, attracting countless souls seeking excitement and indulgence. Gao Yang drove the motorcycle through the bustling streets and could see the unique architectural outline of the bar from a distance. The exterior of the bar adopts a design style that combines modern and retro. The glass curtain wall shines brightly under the reflection of neon lights, as if telling the prosperity and bustle of this city. Walking into the bar, a strong smell of alcohol and perfume hits the nose, making people feel dizzy. The bartender in front of the bar shakes the glass skillfully and mixes a cup of colorful cocktails. The guests around are either tasting their wine alone or chatting and laughing in groups of 3 or 5. It is estimated that because Gao Chishing had instructed in advance, several waiters have already stood in a row, waiting for Gao Yang's arrival. As soon as Gao Yang walked into the bar, he immediately attracted the attention of many girls. Look, 9 o'clock. Wow, what a handsome little brother. I want to play romance with him, I'll be more wild and he'll be slower. This is not the kindergarten car, let me get off. They carefully looked at Zhu Xing's young and handsome body, and wondered if his brother was as outstanding as his height. The waiters came up to him immediately. The leading waiter smiled and said respectfully, Young Master Yan, you are here. Mr. Gao has arranged a seat for you. Please follow me. Gao Yang nodded slightly and followed the waiter through the bustling crowd to the number 1 Supreme booth in the depths of the bar. This booth is located in the corner of the bar. It is hidden and noble. It is separated by tall screens, forming a relatively independent space. There are soft sofas and exquisite coffee tables in the booth. Several bottles of high-end foreign wine and several crystal-clear wine glasses have been placed on the table. As soon as Gao Yang sat down, a waiter poured wine for him. He gently shook the glass and admired the amber liquid spinning in the glass. Young Master Yan, how do you want to play tonight? Our bar has various entertainment projects. As long as you ask, we will try our best to satisfy you. The waiter stood aside and asked respectfully. Gao Yang heard this and a playful smile appeared on his lips. He put down his glass, looked around the bar, and then said lightly, Tonight, let's just have some fun. By the way, I heard that there are so many beauties in Moon Bar. Is that true? Chapter 12. Come on, let's start with a few sets of big dragons. Gao Yang deliberately prolonged his tone, and a sly look flashed in his eyes. When the waiter heard this, he immediately understood and showed an ambiguous smile on his face. Young Master Yang, you've asked the right person. The beauties in our bar are all carefully selected. They are not only outstanding in appearance, but also versatile. I'll call a few of them over for you to drink and chat with you. Then he snapped his fingers, and several girls dressed in fancy clothes and charmingly walked over with their snake-like waists twisted. These girls were all wearing revealing clothes, with heavy makeup, and their eyes revealed a bit of teasing and coquettishness. Gao Yang was a little disappointed, because the system did not have a binding prompt, and it was obvious that their looks did not meet the requirements. But since he was here, he should just make do with it. Anyway, Gao Yang was not a serious Hercui. He was not a casual person. As soon as the girls saw Gao Yang, they surrounded him and started to chat with him. Handsome guy, are you alone? Do you want me to have a few drinks with you? Oh, little brother, you are so handsome. Is this your first time here? Let me check your body. Go away, ignore them, stinky brother, what do you think of me? I promise to make you happy tonight. The girls talked at once, and they all wanted to get close to Gao Yang, as if whoever got close first could get this handsome sponsor first. However, we can't blame them. From the moment he came to Gao Yang, these hostesses had already set their eyes on him. Not only did he look like a celebrity, but he was also very generous and booked booth number 1 directly. You should know that the consumption level of booth number 1 is quite high. The minimum consumption starts at 6 figures. If you order some drinks, you can't even think about it. I remember that a national husband named Wang played in a bar all night and opened dozens of bottles of Spade Ace. He spent more than 2 million yuan. The consumption level of Moon Hotel is only higher. Gao Yang looked at their exaggerated expressions and movements and felt funny in his heart, but he remained calm on his face, pretending to be infatuated, and asked, "You can introduce yourselves first and tell me what talents you have." "Okay, I'll go first." A girl in schoolgirl clothes stood up first. She blinked her eyes, posed in a pose that she thought was the most charming, and said coquettishly, "My name is Xiao Qianqian. I can not only sing and dance, but also count and play dice. I guarantee that you will have a lot of fun tonight." After that, she deliberately twisted her buttocks and made a sexy gesture. Gao Yang looked at her funny appearance and almost couldn't help laughing out loud. "Oh, you can play finger guessing." He pretended to be interested. "How about we play a few games first?" Okay. Gao Yang snapped his fingers, and the waiter next to him came up immediately. "Young Master Yang, what do you want?" "Let's start with a few sets of Shenlong sets." The Shenlong set is a set of champagne such as Spade Ace sold in the bar, which is divided into a large Shenlong set and a small Shenlong set. Spade Ace itself is a very expensive wine, with a total of 6 colors, and the Shenlong set is a set of this wine combined into different colors. The Shenlong set of 6 colors in Moon Bar is 88888, except for the black and gold version. The other 5 colors are 78888, and the small Shenlong set of gold, pink and violet colors is 41,999. Generally speaking, after ordering this set in the bar, various light signs will light up and cheers will be cheered, making you the most eye-catching guy in the whole bar. "Okay, young Master Yang." Gao Yang's distinguished status naturally made the waiter dare not neglect him. Soon, the dragon set was carefully brought up by the waiter. Several bottles of crystal clear champagne of different colors were neatly placed on the table, and each bottle shone with an attractive luster. With the dragon set on the table, the atmosphere in the bar instantly reached a boiling point. Bundles of gorgeous lights focused from all directions, shining on the dazzling bottle of Spade A, making the whole table shrouded in a dazzling light. The music in the bar also became more exciting, as if cheering for this moment. And the people around, whether they were guests twisting on the dance floor or busy waiters, all turned their eyes to the table where Gao Yang was. Their eyes were full of complex affection, envy, jealousy, and helplessness. You know, ordering a dragon set in a bar is not only a consumption behavior, but also a symbol of identity and status. Only those who are truly rich can spend money so generously and enjoy such eye-catching treatment. And Gao Yang has undoubtedly become the focus of everyone's eyes at this moment. He sat there, facing the eyes of everyone, but he was very calm. Damn, whose general is so brave that he even arranged the dragon suit? I don't know, it must be a young master from a certain family, it's so damn arrogant. Yeah, I also want to experience this feeling, but it's a pity that I am just a natural ox and horse. Alas, some people are born in Rome, some are born ox and horses. I want to be quiet. The people around were talking about it, although their voices were not loud. Gao Yang could hear them clearly. He had never experienced this feeling before, this feeling of being envied and looked up to by others. It turns out that the power of money is infinite. He picked up the wine glass and shook it. "Come on, beauties, let's play finger guessing and drink. 1 dragon. Good brothers. 3 stars, for fortunes. 5 champions. 6 sixes. 7 tricks. 8 horses. 9 links. Full house." However, at this moment, a burst of dissatisfied noise came from the next booth. It turned out that there was a rich second-generation man named Li Hao sitting next to him. He was also enjoying the crowds of beauties, but seeing that Gao Yang was so popular, he couldn't help feeling a little dissatisfied. "HMPH, why are you pretending to be so arrogant? Do you think you are so awesome just because you have a few sets of Shenlong sets?" Li Hao looked at the lively scene in front of him, and the spirit of not admitting defeat came up in his heart. He glanced at Gao Yang, a disdainful smile appeared on his lips, and he thought to himself, "Today I have to show you what a real rich man is." He waved to the waiter, and asked with a wealthy look, How many sets did that guy over there order? 3 sets. Humph, only 3 sets. Give me 6 sets of the Great Dragon. When the waiter heard this, his eyes lit up immediately. This was a big order. He nodded and agreed. Okay, Mr. Lee, please wait, I will arrange it for you right away. Chapter 13. I woke up in shock from my dying illness, and the clown turned out to be me? Soon, several sets of brightly colored, shining large dragons were brought up and placed on Li Hao's table. Suddenly, the lights in the entire bar focused on Li Hao, and the music became more passionate. Li Hao slapped the table triumphantly and looked at Gao Yang provocatively, as if to say, "Little guy, can't I cure you?" Gao Yang naturally noticed the movement next door, and he couldn't help laughing. Hey, this brother is quite interesting. Is he arguing with me? Gao Yang looked at Li Hao as if he were a fool, because the Mon bar originally belonged to the Gao family, and Gao Yang also had shares in it, and Li Hao's move was undoubtedly giving money to Gao Yang. How could Gao Yang miss such overwhelming wealth? So he turned to the waiter and said, "Continue serving wine." "Okay, young Master Yang." Of course the waiter didn't dare to disobey Gao Yang's order. He nodded quickly, then turned and ran towards the bar. Soon, more aces of spades were brought to Gao Yang's table, and the entire booth was flooded with colorful drinks, like a small ocean of drinks. Li Hao next door saw this and his face turned pale. Damn it! Gao Yang was filled with laughter and joy. The beauties surrounded him, praising his generosity and generosity. They squeezed their legs together, wishing they could throw themselves into his arms. Wow, young Master Yang! Show off in my mouth. There's so much top-quality champagne, we're going to have a great time tonight. Young Master Yang is really generous. We must hang out with him more often in the future. Under the compliments of the beauties, Gao Yang picked up a glass of wine and said with great pride, "Come on, ladies, let's drink. We won't leave until we are drunk tonight." After saying that, he raised his head and drank it all in one gulp, drawing cheers from those around him. Li Hao next door was so angry that he stamped his feet and almost broke his back teeth. Damn it! You really have to go against me, don't you? No, I can't just lose like this. Li Hao said in his heart. For a rich second generation like him, spending money is a small matter, but losing face is a big matter. Moreover, there are so many friends who came with him sitting in the booth today and watching him. If this is the end of the day, then wouldn't his prestige, Li Yuqian, be ruined? So, Li Hao waved to the waiter again and said gloomily, "Tell the bar manager that I'll cover all the drinks in the store today, except for booth number 1. When the waiter heard what Li Hao said, his eyes widened and his mouth opened so wide that it seemed as if an egg could fit in it. He stammered, Mr. Lee, are you serious? All inclusive." Li Hao waved his hand impatiently. "Stop talking nonsense and do it." The waiter nodded quickly, turned around and ran to inform the bar manager. Soon, the bar manager got the news. He looked at the waiter in shock and confirmed. "You mean, this young Master Li will pay for all expenses except for booth number 1? "Yes, sir, it's absolutely true." The waiter nodded rapidly. The bar manager was immediately delighted. This Mr. Li was really rich and willful. But it's a good thing this way, the bar's turnover tonight is sure to be off the charts. So he immediately gave orders to all the waiters to take action and bring out the best drinks. He was going to make Li Hao, the unfortunate victim, bleed tonight. Soon, the whole bar was in a frenzy, with all kinds of drinks flowing onto the tables at each booth. All the ambient lights were directed towards Li Hao's booth. The DJ picked up the microphone and shouted passionately, "All expenses tonight will be paid for by Li Xiao. Let's have fun, everybody." At this time, Li Hao held his head high and looked at Gao Yang triumphantly, as if he had won the attack, as if to say, "You want to fight me? You're still a little naive." However, he never expected that Gao Yang laughed even more happily. Gao Yang looked at the piles of drinks and couldn't help laughing. Har har har, I've never seen such a fool in my life. But then again, his actions have increased the turnover of our bar. It would be unreasonable not to thank him. So Gao Yang took the initiative to pick up the wine glass and walked over. Seeing Gao Yang coming towards him, Li Hao was even more proud. Har har, is this guy really going to bow his head and apologize to me? However, Gao Yang's next words hit Li Hao hard. He raised his glass high. Mr. Li, right? Congratulations. You've spent over 5 million tonight, and you're now eligible to become a diamond member of our bar. Come, let me toast you. Li Hao was still immersed in the joy of victory, but when he suddenly heard Gao Yang's words, he was struck by lightning and suddenly stood there in a daze. What? You said this bar is yours? Li Hao asked stutteringly, his eyes full of disbelief. Gao Yang nodded with a smile. Yes, this bar is mine, and I personally own a stake in it, so, thank you for your heroic act tonight. Hearing this, Li Hao's face instantly turned as pale as paper. How is this possible? Li Hao spoke with trembling lips, cold sweat pouring down his forehead. He never expected that the boss behind the bar was Gao Yang, and he was just there smugly provoking the other party. This is simply a joke. After all this time, the clown turns out to be himself. Although Gao Yang said this lightly, it was like a bolt from the blue to Li Hao. A strong sense of humiliation surged in his heart, as if he had been slapped hard in the face. He stared at Gao Yang with eyes wide open, filled with anger and unwillingness. Are you kidding me? Gao Yang smiled slightly and did not answer. His smile seemed extremely glaring and sarcastic to Li Hao. Li Hao suddenly felt dizzy, as if he had lost the strength to support himself. He swung his hand violently, sweeping the wine glass on the table to the ground, making a crisp sound of shattering. Damn it! I can't swallow this. Li Hao roared angrily, stood up suddenly, and was about to rush towards Gao Yang. However, just as he took a step forward, a group of burly, stern-looking bodyguards suddenly rushed out from all directions and quickly surrounded Li Hao. These bodyguards are professional security personnel hired by the bar. They have received rigorous training, are agile and have great momentum. Seeing this, Li Hao quickly stepped back and shouted in a timid tone. What do you want to do? My father is Li Gang, how dare you touch me? Chapter 14 Husband, don't go. However, the bodyguards did not retreat at all. They stared at Li Hao expressionlessly, as if they were looking at a dead man. One of the leading bodyguards stepped forward and said coldly. No matter who your father is, this is a bar, not a place for you to act wildly. Our boss has already given you a way out, so don't be ungrateful. Li Hao felt a little frightened by the bodyguard's cold gaze, but the anger in his heart grew stronger and stronger. He felt that he had lost all face tonight. If he left in disgrace, how would he survive in the circle in the future? So he said with gritted teeth. Humph, today I am going to teach this ignorant fellow a lesson. After saying that, he swung his fist towards Gao Yang. However, before his fist touched Gao Yang, it was easily caught by a bodyguard. The bodyguard twisted his arm slightly and Li Hao screamed in pain, as if his entire arm was about to be broken. Ouch, it hurts. Let go. Li Hao cried out in pain, but the bodyguard showed no mercy and instead increased his force. Don't blame us for being rude. You asked for this. The bodyguard said coldly. Seeing this, the other bodyguards rushed forward, pinned Li Hao to the ground, and beat him up. Li Hao was beaten black and blue, and kept screaming. Soon, his friends were also subdued by the bodyguards and taken aside like little chickens. At this moment, Li Hao no longer had the arrogance he had just had. He sat on the ground dejectedly like a defeated rooster. Gao Yang looked at Li Hao's miserable condition and couldn't help shaking his head. Mr. Li, if you had known this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? I didn't want to make things so awkward, but you just wanted to make things awkward for yourself. After saying this, he turned to the bodyguards and said, Okay, stop fighting and bring him here. Upon hearing this, the bodyguards stopped beating Li Hao and brought him to Gao Yang. At this time, Li Hao no longer had the strength to resist. He lowered his head, not daring to look Gao Yang in the eye. Gao Yang looked at him and said calmly, Li Hao, what happened tonight is to teach you a lesson. There are always people who are better than you. Don't be too arrogant. Do you understand? Upon hearing this, Li Hao nodded and bowed, and said with a look of fear. Yes, young Master Yang has taught me a lesson. I will never dare to do it again. Gao Yang nodded and turned back to his seat. Li Hao fled the bar in disgrace with a group of bruised and battered men. He glanced at the Moon Bar sign with hatred, then gritted his teeth and said, Gao Yang. I'll remember this. One day, I'll make you pay the price. With that, he limped out of the bar and disappeared into the night. Meanwhile, the moon bar returned to its previous bustle. Gao Yang drank several glasses of champagne in a row and his bladder felt a little swollen, so he prepared to go to the bathroom to drain the urine. Just as he was passing through the corridor, a drunk young girl threw herself into Gao Yang's arms. Gao Yang was slightly stunned. He looked down and saw a pretty girl with her eyes closed and flushed cheeks. She was obviously drunk. Her body leaned softly against Gao Yang, making Gao Yang feel a strange touch. He quickly supported the girl to prevent her from falling to the ground. However, at this moment, a burst of hurried footsteps came from not far away. Gao Yang looked up and saw several young men in shabby clothes walking towards him. They looked over the girl and had lewd smiles on their faces. "Hey, guys, look at this little girl. She's so cute when she's drunk," one of the yellow-haired young men said with a strange smile. Another bold young man stepped forward and reached out to pull the girl's arm. "Come on, brother will take you to a fun place." The drunken girl was unable to resist and could only let the bold young man pull her. Gao Yang saw this and protected the girl behind him. "I'll give you 3 seconds, get out." The thugs were about to step forward to provoke, but they found that Gao Yang was the guest in booth number 1. They witnessed the whole scene of the bodyguards beating Li Hao. A big man of Gao Yang's level was someone they couldn't afford to offend. The leading thug swallowed his saliva and stammered. "Brother, please don't misunderstand me." The bold man quickly let go of the girl's hand and took a few steps back, with a flattering smile on his face. "Yes. I'm sorry, big brother. We didn't know this girl was your friend. We apologize for any offense." Gao Yang glanced at them coldly and uttered one word. "Roll." Upon hearing this, the thugs felt as if they had been granted amnesty, and hurriedly nodded and bowed as they left the corridor. Gao Yang turned around and looked at the girl behind him, only to see that her cheeks were still slightly red and her breath smelled slightly of alcohol. He gently patted the girl's cheek, trying to wake her up. "Hey girl, wake up, don't fall asleep here." However, the girl seemed to be completely unaware and just muttered subconsciously, "Hubby, don't bother me, let me sleep a little longer." After saying that, she actually put her arms around Gao Yang's neck and rested her head on his shoulder. "Husband." Gao Yang was stunned for a moment. He looked down at the girl in his arms, feeling a little embarrassed. He tried to push the girl away, but she hugged him even tighter, murmuring words like husband and dear. Gao Yang sighed helplessly. He knew he couldn't just leave a drunk girl here. He looked around and found an empty booth not far away, so he carried the girl over and let her lie on the sofa to rest. He was just about to get up and ask the waiter to bring something to sober him up when the girl suddenly grabbed his arm. "Hubby, please don't leave, I want a kiss," the girl said dazedly, with a hint of coquettishness in her voice. Gao Yang was slightly stunned. He looked down and saw the girl looking at him with her eyes open, her eyes a little dazed. He shook his head helplessly, thinking that this silly girl probably mistook him for her boyfriend. He patted the back of the girl's hand gently and said softly, "Miss, you got the wrong person. Let me go first. I'll go get you something to sober you up." However, the girl seemed not to hear his words. She held his arm tightly and kept rubbing against his arms. Gao Yang had a headache and didn't know what to do. Just then, a waiter came over and smiled awkwardly after seeing this scene. "Young Master Yang, is this lady drunk? How about sending her to the private room?" Chapter 15 Yarn Yarn, this is your first school gift from your second aunt. Gao Yang glanced at the girl who was almost asleep in his arms and sighed helplessly. "Okay, I'll take her there." He stood up, picked up the girl by the waist, and followed the waiter to a luxurious private room. The private room is elegantly decorated, spacious and comfortable, very suitable for rest. Gao Yang gently placed the girl on the soft sofa, then signaled the waiter to get some hangover medicine and water. After the waiter left, Gao Yang sat on the sofa and looked at the girl quietly. The girl lay quietly on the sofa, her face looked particularly soft under the soft light, her eyes were closed, and her long eyelashes were like two small fans, gently covering her eyelids. Although she was sleeping soundly, her two little hands were tightly holding Gao Yang's arms. Gao Yang sat on the sofa, looking at the girl lying beside him, feeling helpless. At this moment, he suddenly noticed an ID card sticking out of the girl's crossbody bag. He reached out and took out his ID card, and saw the three words, Lan Ruoshi, written in the name column. Lan Ruoshi. That's a nice name. Gao Yang repeated it. Ding, a girl with high appearance value is detected. Lan Ruoshi, appearance score, 88 points. This woman has been bound to their host. Interacting with her more often can trigger corresponding tasks and obtain rewards. A system prompt sounded in Gao Yang's mind. He patted Lan Ruoshi's cheek gently, trying to wake her up. Hey beauty, please let me go first, my hands are numb. However, Lan Ruoshi seemed not to hear his words and still held his arm tightly. Just then, the waiter came back with hangover medicine and hot water. Gao Yang took the hangover medicine and hot water, helped Lan Ruoshi up, and prepared to feed her the medicine. However, Lan Ruoshi suddenly reached out and hugged his neck, pulling him towards her. Honey, what are you doing? Lan Ruoshi asked dazedly. Gao Yang explained somewhat awkwardly. Oh, I'll give you some medicine. You're drunk and need to sober up. However, the girl did not seem to appreciate it. She pouted and said coquettishly, I don't want to take medicine. I want you to kiss me. As she said that, she actually moved forward and wanted to kiss Gao Yang. Gao Yang was suddenly at a loss as to what to do. He wanted to stand up and push Lan Ruoshi away, but his foot slipped and he fell to the ground. Lan Ruoshi, who was hugging Gao Yang's arm tightly, also fell on Gao Yang. The following is paid content. There was no conversation that night, and only the moon knew what had happened. And the spider in the corner kept crawling and crawling. The next day, at noon, Gao Yang woke up from the sofa with a head drooping, and found that Lan Ruoshi had disappeared. Damn it! I might have drunk too much yesterday. Gao Yang thought about what happened last night and felt something was wrong. At this time, a piece of paper and a stack of banknotes on the coffee table caught his attention. Gao Yang unfolded the paper and couldn't help but gasp. Hiss! This woman. On this piece of paper was written in beautiful handwriting. Little dog, this money is for you. Remember, it was me who slept with you. Gao Yang looked at the banknotes and the note and couldn't help cursing in his heart. Damn it, how dare you call me a skinny dog? I have this muscular body, how can I be skinny? I'm obviously a wolf dog, okay. After saying that, Gao Yang walked to the private bathroom in the private room and admired his 8-pack abs while taking a shower. I don't know where this girl came from. Forget it. Although I suffered some losses, I didn't lose anything overall. I won't pursue her. Although Gao Yang was a little unhappy about Lan Ruoshi's leaving without saying goodbye, he was still happy in his heart. After all, you know. After a while, Gao Yang came out of the shower, picked up the Patek Philippe on the table, put it on his wrist, and then checked the time. Huh? Today is the first day of school. At this time, Gao Yang's mobile phone suddenly received a message from his second aunt Gao Xiaofeng. Yan, I heard that you are going to college, so your aunt will give you a gift, a Koenigsegg Agera RS. In fact, I have already reserved it with the 4S store, and it is estimated that the car will arrive today. Gao Yang was shocked. As a car fan, he was no stranger to the Koenigsegg Agera RS, a global limited edition top sports car priced at more than 20 million. Gao Yang didn't expect that his second aunt would be so generous, but considering her status as a top popular actress, buying her a supercar would just be an additional endorsement, nothing more than a drop in the bucket. Gao Yang quickly replied to Gao Xiaofeng. Wow, really? Thank you, second aunt. Heart.jpg. Just after sending the message, Gao Yang received a call from the 4S store manager. Hello, is this Mr. Gao? The Koenigsegg Agera RS you ordered has arrived. Is it convenient for you to pick it up now? The manager's enthusiastic voice came from the other end of the phone. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Gao Yang hung up the phone, went out, hailed a taxi, and went straight to their 4S store. Outside the store, the manager in a suit and tie had been waiting for a long time with several staff members. When the manager saw Gao Yang getting off the car, he immediately came forward with a smile on his face and extended his hand respectfully. Hello, Mr. Gao, welcome to our 4S store. Gao Yang also politely extended his hand and shook hands with the manager, smiling. Thanks for your hard work. No, it's our honor to have Mr. Gao here. As the manager spoke, he stepped aside to make way and pointed to the store. Your car is ready, please follow me. Gao Yang nodded, followed the manager and walked into the store. The lighting in the store is soft, the environment is elegant, and the air is filled with a faint smell of leather and gasoline. Gao Yang immediately spotted the Koenigsegg Agera RS parked in a prominent position. The whole car was like a cheetah ready to go, full of power. The entire vehicle body is made of unique carbon fiber material, which not only reduces the weight of the vehicle body but also makes it more durable. The design of the front of the car is even more unique, and the sharp headlights are like a cheetah's eyes, flashing sharp light. The lines on the side of the car body are smooth and dynamic, and the waistline extends from the front will arch to the rear of the car, creating a strong sense of movement. Gao Yang walked around the car several times and liked it more and more. He opened the car door and sat in the driver's seat. The interior was equally luxurious and exquisite. The instrument panel and center console both used high-tech touch screens, which were very convenient to operate. The car shop manager also explained professionally. Mr. Gao, let me tell you about the performance of this car. Chapter 16. Damn it. The limelight has been stolen. This Koenigsegg Agera RS is equipped with a 5.0-liter V8 twin-turbocharged engine with an amazing horsepower of 1,160 horsepower and a peak torque of 1,280 Nm. It accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in just 2.8 seconds and has a top speed of 477 km/h. As soon as the manager finished speaking, Gao Yang couldn't wait to test drive this beast. He patted the steering wheel excitedly and said to the manager, "That sounds really exciting. Where are the car keys?" The manager quickly handed Gao Yang the car keys. Gao Yang adjusted the angle of the seat and steering wheel, took a deep breath, and then gently stepped on the accelerator. The sports car engine immediately emitted a low and powerful roar. Gao Yang put the car in gear and released the clutch. The Koenigsegg shot out of the 4S store like an arrow and headed towards Jinghai University. Today is the day for new students to report to Jinghai University, and the registration office is already packed with people. These gifted students who have come from all corners of the world have just experienced the baptism of the college entrance examination and have not yet completely lost the childishness on their faces. Each of them pulled their colorful suitcases and walked into the university gate with their vision of spending the next 4 years at university. At this time, at the freshman registration area, there were already countless carefully dressed senior students, eagerly awaiting the arrival of the new students. At this time, the roar of a sports car came from far away, and everyone looked in the direction of the sound and saw a fiery red Ferrari 488. The owner of this Ferrari is named Pang Guang. His family is in the building materials business and has assets worth hundreds of millions. He is a rich second generation. As soon as the college entrance examination was over, Pang Guang pestered his father every day to buy him a sports car just to show off at school. Sure enough, as soon as this Ferrari appeared, it immediately attracted countless eyes, especially the attention of many girls. Wow, that car is so beautiful. It looks like a Ferrari, right? A girl with a ponytail stared at the Ferrari with envy on her face. I heard that this kind of sports car costs several million. It's really a toy for the rich. TSK, I wish I could have a boyfriend like this, who would pick me up from school in a sports car. Just thinking about it makes me happy. That's right, I'll do anything as long as I can get in this car. The girls around were talking about it, their envy was evident in their words. Pang Guang drove his sports car with a proud look on his face, enjoying everyone's envious gazes. He even deliberately slowed down the speed and stopped at every corner so that more people could see his car. Well, the girls in this university are all of good quality. Which one should I choose? Oh, this one has too much makeup on her face, that one doesn't deserve the one behind is okay, but she's wearing too revealing clothes, probably a bit slutty. Pang Guang looked around, choosing as if he was selecting a concubine, and seemed to be looking forward to his new life in the future. However, just as he was driving triumphantly towards the new student registration office, an even more shocking roar was heard. Pang Guang subconsciously looked back and saw a silver-white supercar slowly approaching from a distance. Pang Guang recognized the car at a glance: Koenigsegg Agera RS, a super sports car worth tens of millions. Fuck, there are people in Jinghai University who drive this kind of car to school. The students around were also attracted by the Koenigsegg and stopped to watch, with discussions rising one after another. Wow, that car is so cool. It's even cooler than a Ferrari. This is a real luxury car, worth more than 20 million, enough to buy 10 Ferraris. I wonder which rich man owns this car. Fuck. More than 20 million? I haven't earned that much money since I started working in the Republic of China. Pang Guang listened to the discussions around him and felt furious. He wanted to show off in front of the freshmen, but he didn't expect that someone would appear out of nowhere and steal all his limelight. At this moment, Koenigsegg slowly drove to the new student registration area and stopped in front of everyone. The car door opened and a young man wearing sunglasses and with an extraordinary temperament walked out. The moment Gao Yang got out of the car, the girls present seemed to have their hearts skipped a beat. The angular face, with elegant and firm lines, looks like a work of art carefully carved by a sculptor. A pair of deep eyes, sword-like eyebrows, star-like eyes, a high nose bridge, thin and strong lips, and slightly upturned corners of the mouth, with a bit of unrestrained and unruly. The girls around him were so attracted by Gao Yang's handsomeness that they stared at him infatuatedly, forgetting to breathe, as if as long as Gao Yang was willing, it wouldn't be a problem. Oh my god, that boy is so handsome. He's even more handsome than Pigeon. Oh my god, I can't take it anymore. I feel like I'm about to come. Don't stop me, I want to chase him and give birth to a baby for him. Go away, you mediocre girls, stop dreaming. How can someone like you, I, the most beautiful girl in the department, have to do it myself? The girls were talking one after another, but Gao Yang seemed not to hear them and walked straight to the new student registration area. Pang Guang felt even more unbalanced when he saw this. He walked up to Gao Yang and said provocatively, "Hey, kid, you have a nice car. Where did you get it?" Gao Yang glanced at him and said lightly, "Does it have anything to do with you?" Pang Guang was angered by Gao Yang's indifferent attitude. He felt that he was at least a well-known rich second generation in Jinghai, but the boy in front of him was so arrogant and didn't take him seriously at all. He sneered, walked up to Gao Yang, and deliberately said loudly, "You little jerk, don't think you're great just because you drive a Koenigsegg. My family can afford one." Gao Yang raised his head, glanced at Pang Guang with a cold look, and said, "Then go buy it, and tell me a joke." You? Pang Guang was choked by Gao Yang's words and was speechless. He wanted to continue provoking, but he didn't have the confidence. After all, there were many students watching around. He felt unwilling but had no place to vent his anger, so he could only glare at Gao Yang hatefully, then turned and left. However, Pang Guang did not give up. He was thinking about how to get back his face. Suddenly, he thought of a person, Shu Kuan. Shu Kuan is very famous in Jinghai University. Not only is his family rich, but he also has a cousin who is involved in gangsters. He has always been a boss in the school and has a group of younger brothers under him. Pang Guang had met Shu Kuan at a party before and added him on WeChat, thinking that he could ask him for help if he had any problems at school in the future. Now, Pang Guang felt that it was time to use this relationship. He took out his phone and sent a WeChat message to Shu Kuan. "Brother Kuan, I'm Xiaoguang, I need your help with something." Chapter 17 Yan, Young Master Yan, I'm here to find him. Soon, Shu Kuan replied. "Oh? Hikaru, what's the matter? Tell me." Pang Guang briefly described what happened, and then said, "Brother Kuan, that kid is too arrogant, can you help me teach him a lesson?" Shu Kuan waited for a while and replied, "Okay, I got it. Wait, I'll be there soon." After receiving the reply, Pang Guang felt secretly delighted. He believed that with Shu Kuan's intervention, that ignorant boy would definitely suffer a setback. After a while, Shu Kuan rushed to the new student registration office with a few of his men. He saw Pang Guang and a Ferrari, as well as the Koenigsegg parked next to it, at a glance. "Hey, Guang, your car is great. Lend it to me for 2 days." Shu Kuan walked up to Pang Guang and greeted him. Sure. Pang Guang greeted him with a happy face. "Brother Kuan, it's that kid over there. He thinks he's great just because he drives a Koenigsegg, and is even rude." Shu Kuan looked in the direction of Pang Guang's finger and saw Gao Yang standing in front of the registration office with his back to him, processing admission documents. He frowned, feeling a little unhappy. In Jinghai University, Shu Kuan was considered a well-known figure, but the boy in front of him didn't take him seriously at all, which made him feel very uncomfortable. He walked up to Gao Yang and asked in a cold voice, "Hey, what's your name?" Gao Yang did not reply. "Are you new here? Don't you know the rules here? You don't even take the seniors seriously." "What rules?" Gao Yang slowly turned around. Seeing Gao Yang's familiar face, Shukuan collapsed to the ground with a plop, and was almost frightened to death again. "Young Master Yang. Young Master Yang, why is it you?" Shukuan's voice was trembling, and it was obvious that he was frightened by Gao Yang. The students who were originally watching the scene were all stunned by this sudden change and didn't understand what was happening. Pang Guang looked at Shukuan's sudden loss of composure and felt uneasy. He walked forward and asked doubtfully, "Brother Kuan, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with this kid?" Shukuan didn't answer him, but just signaled him to shut up with his eyes. Although Pang Guang didn't understand what was going on, when he saw Shukuan's frightened eyes, he realized that something seemed to be wrong. Gao Yang looked at Shukuan, a sneer appeared on his lips, and said, "Shukuan, I haven't seen you for a few days. You think you are doing well again, right?" Shukuan quickly shook his head, a layer of cold sweat already seeping out of his forehead, and he stammered, "Young Master Yang, how dare I? I just didn't expect to meet you here." "Then what are you doing here?" When Shukuan heard this, he suddenly had an idea and looked at Pang Guang with a fierce look in his eyes. "Young Master Yang, I'm here to find him." He walked up to Pang Guang, grabbed him by the collar, and said harshly, "Boy, you are so brave that you even dare to offend young Master Yang." Pang Guang was frightened out of his wits by Shukuan's sudden action. He stammered, "Kuan, Brother Kuan, I don't know who he is. I just thought he was being arrogant and wanted to teach him a lesson." "Teach him a lesson?" Shukuan sneered, loosened Pang Guang's collar, and slapped him hard in the face. "Don't you see what kind of person you are? Are you qualified to teach young Master Yang a lesson?" Pang Guang was slapped and staggered, almost falling to the ground. He covered his face with his hands, his eyes full of fear. He didn't understand why Shukuan was so wary of this new student. Shukuan ignored Pang Guang's reaction. He walked up to Gao Yang and said respectfully, "Young Master Yang, do you think this is an okay approach?" Gao Yang raised his eyebrows. "What do you think?" Shukuan understood immediately. He glared at Pang Guang, then waved his hand and asked his men to surround Pang Guang. Pang Guang was flustered when he saw this. He didn't expect Shukuan to suddenly turn against him. He quickly said, "Brother Kuan, what are you doing? Didn't we agree to teach this kid a lesson together?" Shukuan sneered and said, "Are you blind? This is young Master Yang. How dare I, Shukuan, offend him? It's you I want to teach you a lesson." As he said that, he kicked Pang Guang in the stomach, knocking him to the ground. "Ouch!" Pang Guang screamed, fell to the ground holding his stomach, his face full of pain. Seeing this, Shukuan's men rushed forward and punched and kicked Pang Guang, and soon he was beaten black and blue. The students watching were stunned by this scene. They didn't expect that this new student had such a great background, and even the school bully Shukuan obeyed his orders. Gao Yang stood aside and watched all this coldly. Pang Guang was groaning in pain on the ground. He thought he could rely on Shukuan's influence to walk sideways in the school, but he didn't expect to kick against an iron wall. He was even more regretful in his heart. Fuck, the damn author said he would arrange fighting scenes for me, but it turns out that they were all about beating me up. Shukuan fought for a while and felt that it was enough, so he signaled his men to stop. He walked up to Gao Yang and asked cautiously, "Young Master Yang, are you satisfied with this handling?" Gao Yang nodded and said, "Okay, you're sensible." Shukuan felt relieved, bowed 90 degrees and said, "Young Master Yang, if you have any instructions in the future, just come to me. I, Shukuan, will go through fire and water for you without hesitation." Gao Yang smiled and said, "Okay, stop pretending and get out of my sight right now." Yes. "Let's drink together when we are free, young Master Haiyang." Shukuan nodded and bowed while quickly fleeing the scene with his followers. Gao Yang turned and walked towards the registration office to complete the remaining admission procedures. At this time, the senior students swarmed in front of Gao Yang and rushed to carry his luggage. "Junior, let me help you with your luggage." "Let me do it, Junior. I practice yoga every day and I'm very strong." You guys can't do it, let me do it. My period is very regular, I can go to the 18th floor in one breath, and I can carry the luggage without even taking a breath. The senior students rushed to Gao Yang's side, and each of them was very attentive. Gao Yang is rich, powerful, tall and handsome, which makes him a popular guy in the eyes of girls. Gao Yang looked at their enthusiasm and felt a little amused. He shook his head and said, "Thank you for your kindness, seniors, but I can do it myself." As he said this, he picked up his luggage and strode towards the registration office. Seeing this, the senior students were stunned for a moment, and then they all showed disappointed expressions. "Hey, why is this junior so unkind? Yeah, he's so cool, I thought I'd have a chance to get closer to him. But then again, Junior is really handsome. Even when he rejects people, he's so handsome. Yes, even if he treats me to a bowl of spicy hot pot for 6 yuan, I will be willing to do it." Chapter 18. What? It's her? Click, click. The senior schoolmates were talking about it, with infatuated expressions on their faces, and they were taking pictures with their phones. Soon, a post titled "The most handsome junior at Jinghai University reports for duty in a sports car worth tens of millions" occupied the homepage of the school forum. Gao Yang, on the other hand, became a popular candidate for the freshman campus hunk just by looking at his blurry back. Gao Yang drove the Koenigsegg towards the dormitory and soon arrived downstairs of the dormitory building. The entrance to the dormitory building was crowded with people, with new and old students mixed together. Some were dragging heavy suitcases, some were chatting and joking with each other, and some were anxiously looking for their dormitory numbers. The noisy sounds were heard one after another. As soon as Gao Yang parked his car, a group of people gathered around him, looking at his sports car curiously. "Oh my god, what kind of car is this? It's so cool. Look at the logo, it should be Koenigsegg, it's worth tens of millions. Aren't you afraid of getting scratches on such an expensive car when you drive it into the dormitory building?" Amid the endless discussions, Gao Yang frowned slightly, then walked quickly towards the dormitory building. As you walk into the dormitory building, a stuffy atmosphere hits you in the face. The corridor is narrow and dark, and the dormitory doors are all over the place, covered with all kinds of posters and notes, making it look messy. The environment of this dormitory is really not good. It seems that I have to buy a villa nearby. Gao Yang shook his head and had already started to think about going to school as a day student. After saying that, he immediately sent a message to his personal secretary Park Ji-hyun, asking her to choose a villa for him nearby. "Young Master Yang, what kind of villa do you need?" Park Ji-hyun asked. "It doesn't matter what else, as long as it's big and spacious and close to school. Money is not a problem." "Got it, do it immediately." Gao Yang then found his dormitory number and pushed the door open. There were already 2 roommates in the dormitory, and they were chatting. One of them, a fat guy with big ears, was showing off a watch. "See. This is the Rolex Green Submariner my dad bought for me. He spent tens of thousands of dollars on it. Brother Chiang, you are so rich." A skinny boy next to him looked envious. "This is a nice watch." Gao Yang joked. "Of course. I, Zhang Ziqiang, dare not say anything else, but I am an expert in the watch appreciation circle." After saying that, Zhang Ziqiang's eyes fell on the watch on Gao Yang's wrist, and his eyes almost popped out. You are wearing a Patek Philippe luxury version of the Nautilus 5980 white gold. The one that is limited to 100 pieces worldwide." Gao Yang raised his wrist, looked at the watch, and said casually, "Oh, you mean this? I bought it to wear for fun." Zhang Ziqiang's eyes widened, as if he had seen an alien. It took him a while to come back to his senses, and he stammered. Wear it for fun. This watch costs at least 5 million. My Rolex is nothing compared to yours." 5 million. His roommate Shinhao was also shocked. "Brother Chiang, are you kidding me? How can this watch be so expensive?" Zhang Ziqiang said seriously. "Why would I lie to you? I have studied this specially. This Patek Philippe luxury version of the Nautilus 5980 Platinum is sold in limited quantities worldwide. You may not be able to buy it even if you have money. Brother, can you lend it to me to have a look?" Gao Yang smiled, took it off and threw it to Zhang Ziqiang. "Oh my god, be careful bro, don't break it, I can't afford the compensation even if I sell it." Zhang Ziqiang took the watch carefully and studied it carefully. At this moment, the dormitory door was suddenly pushed open, and a burly, dark-skinned boy walked in. He was holding a bucket of mineral water in his hand and had a towel around his neck. It was obvious that he had just returned from exercise. "Hey, everyone is here. Is this the new one? Hello, hello." The black boy greeted Gao Yang, and then saw the watch on Zhang Ziqiang's hand. His eyes suddenly lit up. "Wow, this watch is pretty cool. Qiangzi, where did you get this treasure? Let me see it." After saying this, he stretched out his hand to take the watch, but Zhang Ziqiang slapped his hand away. "Qin Niu, pay attention to this. This is a limited edition Patek Philippe watch, worth hundreds of dollars. Fuck, millions." The dark-skinned boy widened his eyes in disbelief. "Such an expensive watch, aren't you afraid of being robbed if you wear it on your hand?" Gao Yang smiled and said, "Har har, you guys are exaggerating. It's just a watch. If you lose it, just get another one." Everyone was speechless upon hearing this. Zhang Ziqiang and Shen Hao looked at each other and secretly rejoiced. What is a super rich man? This is a super rich man. After Zhang Ziqiang admired it, he reluctantly handed the watch to Gao Yang, then looked at him with admiration and asked, "Brother, what's your name?" Gao Yang. "Brother Yang, you are awesome. From now on you are my big brother, I will follow you." Shen Hao also echoed. "Yes, Brother Yang, is your company still short of people? Don't forget to help your brothers after graduation." Gao Yang smiled and patted their shoulders. "Har har, that's not necessary. Since we're in the same dormitory, we're all brothers, regardless of age." Aha! Gao Yang's personal charm quickly conquered Zhang Ziqiang and the other two. Zhang Ziqiang took out a box of soft Zhonghua cigarettes and took out a cigarette for Gao Yang to light. "Brother Yang, want one?" Gao Yang nodded, took the cigarette handed to him by Zhang Ziqiang, and started puffing smoke. He tilted his head slightly and took a deep breath. The cigarette smoke swirled between his mouth and nose. Combined with his perfect and somewhat exaggerated profile, he looked like the protagonist in a movie. The other three people in the dormitory looked at him smoking, their eyes full of envy and admiration. "Brother Yang is so handsome. It seems that you are the most handsome boy in this year's school. Indeed, I think even that senior, Jinghai male god Ou Haichen, is not half as handsome as Brother Yang." Gao Yang smiled slightly and said modestly, "Xiao Shuai, just Xiao Shuai." At this moment, Shen Hao suddenly seemed to remember something, took out a Redmi 10 phone from his pocket, and said mysteriously, "Do you know that there is a ranking of campus beauties on the forum of Jinghai University? There are several campus beauties who have been on the list for many years. I guess only Brother Yang can match them." Qin Niu asked curiously. "School beauties? Who are they?" Shen Hao opened the school forum and found the profiles of several school beauties. The first one is called Nangong Yuer, but she is not in school all year round. I heard that she is the daughter of a big family. The second one is called Qin Yuyen, she is the most beautiful girl in the School of Arts. Her articles are often published in major media. She is an absolute talented woman. The third one is amazing. Her name is Lan Ruoshi, also known as the Iceberg Goddess. She is the beauty of our art college and is currently a senior. I heard that she will be responsible for organizing our freshman welcome party. Brother Yang, you must seize the opportunity." At this time, Gao Yang was drinking a sip of mineral water. When he heard the name Lan Ruoshi, he almost spit out the water. "What's your name? Let me see." After saying that, Gao Yang snatched Shen Hao's phone, and it was that familiar face. However, the Lan Ruoshi in the photo had a cold and world-weary face, completely different from the girl who was acting coquettishly in Gao Yang's arms. "It's her?" Chapter 19. There is a punishment for losing. Achoo! At the same time, in the girls' dormitory opposite, a girl wearing cute pajamas with Pikachu patterns printed on them couldn't help but sneeze. Since she came back from the bar, she felt sore throat, sore hands, and sore knees, which might be a cold. "Ruoshi, what's wrong with you these past 2 days? Why do you seem absent-minded? And you didn't come home last night. Where did you go? Tell me the truth." There was a girl sitting opposite Lan Ruoshi with her hands on her hips, and she asked in a pretended angry tone. "Oh, no, I went to the bar yesterday to drink some wine, and then I found a hotel to sleep in." "Zendujadu?" "Oh. The girl was Lan Ruosh's roommate, named Li Xiaolu. She was obviously a little unconvinced, so she leaned over to Lan Ruoshi and sniffed. Are you lying to me? Why do you smell like a man? Come here quickly. Or I'll spank you. Li Xiaolu picked up a slipper and made a gesture of torture. Oh my aunt, please forgive me, I really didn't lie to you. Li Xiaolu put down the toe stick with doubt. Humph, you are not allowed to secretly look for a man without telling me. We agreed to be companions. Lan Ruoshi smiled bitterly, looked across thoughtfully, and said to herself. Do you think there is love at first sight in this world? What? You actually believe in love at first sight? You don't have a fever, do you? Li Xiaolu reached out and touched Lan Ruosh's forehead, then acted like an experienced person. I'll tell you, based on my years of experience studying the psychology of love, I've come to the conclusion that I would rather believe in ghosts than believe a man's broken mouth. Love at first sight is the most unreliable thing. Lan Ruoshi looked at her with disdain. If I remember correctly, someone has been single for 20 years, right? Go away. Have you ever seen pork but have you seen a pig run? I'm studying psychology, do you understand? Har har har, I understand. Lan Ruoshi didn't want to argue with her roommate anymore, so she put on her Beats headphones and started listening to music. However, Gao Yang's face vaguely appeared in her mind. Although it's a bit rough, it would be exciting to think about it if I were to date him. At this time, Lan Ruosh's phone lit up. She opened it and saw a message from the counselor. Student Ruoshi, I have to take a leave of absence for a few days because of something at home, so please help me deal with the new students first. If there is a troublemaker, don't be polite to him. There is also the matter of the freshman party. We must prepare well. This year, the president will come to watch our college's performance in person. Lan Ruoshi sighed softly when she saw the message from her counselor. She didn't want to get involved in such matters, but when she thought about how her counselor had helped her a lot when she was applying for admission to graduate school, she couldn't refuse. So Lan Ruoshi sorted out her feelings and sent a message back to the instructor. Received. I promise to complete the mission. Salute.jpg. Then another notice was sent in the group. All freshmen, please gather in the conference room of the Art Center teaching building in 1 hour. We will have a brief meeting. On the other hand, Gao Yang did not notice the message sent by Lan Ruoshi in the freshman group at this time. Because Lin Wanner just sent him a message. Brother Gao Yang, I'm preparing to broadcast live on the Huaguo platform now, do you want to come and have a look, hee hee. After saying that, she also sent a few sexy photos of herself wearing black stockings. Gao Yang zoomed in and out of the photo, looked at it dozens of times, and replied. It's okay. I'm not too interested in this. Please send me your ID. Lin Wanner immediately sent a link with the ID Xiaomuzi. Gao Yang clicked on it and couldn't help swallowing. Lin Wanner was seen sitting in a carefully decorated room with a pink wall as the background, which was covered with various cute decorations. The whole atmosphere seemed both sweet and tempting. She was wearing a black tight dress, the design of which cleverly highlighted her perfect figure. The hem was slightly slit, revealing a pair of long, straight legs. The black stockings on her legs fit tightly against her skin, making the lines of her legs more seductive. Lin Wanner sat on a high chair, her feet gently swinging, her whole body exuding a lazy and charming aura. Many LSBs have gathered in the live broadcast room, and comments are scrolling rapidly on the screen. Xiaomuzi is so beautiful, her legs are so sexy. Sexy.jpg. Their host is wearing black stockings, which is extremely tempting. Alas, if Xiaomuzi and Zhang Ruonan pursue me at the same time, who should I choose? Upstairs, I don't mind waking you up with a pee. My pee is yellow, let me go first. U1S1, with this face and this figure, she is definitely the top beauty anchor on the Huaguo platform. The barrage was filled with words of praise for Lin Wanner, and nearly 1,000 people flocked in instantly. Lin Wanner smiled and said, Thank you for your support. I'm still studying and don't usually do live streaming. Let's just play a couple of PKs today. After saying that, he clicked the random PK button at the bottom of the screen and was quickly matched with the anchor. The live broadcast room screen was instantly split into two, and another beautiful anchor appeared on the right. This anchor is none other than Sister Ju, who is also known as the #1 tiger fish anchor. Sister Ju looks sweet and lovely, but unfortunately she has a mouth that makes a bang 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 sound like a machine gun and can't stop. It can be said that Gu Jie rarely loses in her PK career, and even the opposing anchor is often scolded by her until he cries. Seeing that Lin Wanner was matched with Sister Ju, the LSBs in the live broadcast room couldn't help but sweat. His tilder, this high-end game is not easy to play. We have to fight even if it's not easy. 2nd Battalion Commander, pull out our Italian cannon. Damn it, I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to eat instant noodles this month and spend all my newly paid salary on voting for Goddess Musi. When Sister Ju saw that their host was a new anchor, she didn't take her seriously and teased her. How do we play, little sister? There are penalties for losing this game, right? What punishment? Not much, 100 squats and frog jumps. Lin Wanner was a little hesitant when she heard this. Although she worked out regularly, she didn't know if she could bear it. Why, you don't dare to come. You look pretty, so you shouldn't need a big brother, right? At this time Gao Yang couldn't stand it anymore. This Sister Ju actually dared to look down on others. You have to know that Lin Wanner is a girl bound to the system. If she loses, she will be slapping herself in the face. So Gao Yang picked up his phone and sent Lin Wanner 3 words. Fight her. Chapter 20. The bigger the waves, the more expensive the fish. Seeing Gao Yang's news, Lin Wanner suddenly felt confident. She smiled slightly and said to the camera. Okay, then let's do as you say. When Sister Ju saw that Lin Wanner agreed so readily, she couldn't help but feel a little confused, but she still refused to let her off. Okay, since you agreed, don't blame me for being rude. As the PK officially began, the live broadcast rooms on both sides became lively. Sister Ju is worthy of being a veteran anchor on the Huaguo platform. She has extensive connections and quickly found several big brothers to help her. Among them is a level 50 boss with the ID Shark King, known as the richest man in Jiangbei. He once gave Sister Ju a 7-digit gift, which established her status as the #1 tiger fish in the world. Sure enough, the Shark King immediately sent out a wave of gifts. Shark King send out confession balloons 10. Shark King send out confession balloons 10. Shark King send out confession balloons 10. The Shark King was very generous and bought 100 confession balloons right away. One balloon cost 5,000 tiger tooth coins, which is a full 5,000 blue star coins. Seeing the luxurious gift from the Shark King, Gu Jie's live broadcast room exploded instantly, with comments pouring in like a tide, and voices of praise coming one after another. Big Shark King is so mighty. This move is so different, he really is our tiger fish king. Master Shark, your skill is even better than Principal Wang's. Sister Ju, you are sure to win this time. Har har har, with this move by the Shark King, the little sister on the other side must be trembling with fear. Sister Ju was also grinning from ear to ear. While thanking the Shark King for his generous gift, she did not forget to tease Lin Wanner on the other side. Little sister, did you see that? This is my strength. Don't get close to me. However, just when Sister Ju and her fans were feeling proud, a mysterious account with the ID Jinghai Fishmonger suddenly appeared in Lin Wanner's live broadcast room. This account is just a level 1 rookie who hasn't even recharged the juke, but suddenly gave out a wave of even more amazing gifts. Jinghai Fishmonger send out confession balloons 10. Jinghai Fishmonger sends out super rocket 10. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away carnival 10. This wave of gifts instantly flooded Lin Wanner's live broadcast room, and the screen was full of dazzling gift special effects. The value of the gifts is even more amazing. A super rocket is worth 7,500 blue star coins, and a carnival is worth 10,000 blue star coins. In this wave alone, a total of 1 million gifts were given out. But the moment Gao Yang finished giving gifts, a prompt sounded from the system. Ding, it is detected that the host has spent 1 million, and the rebate is 5 times, and the 5 million reward has been received. Seeing the bank card arrival notification, Gao Yang sighed, Versailles Circuit. Alas, being rich is so painful. The more money you spend, the more money you have. Who can bear this? Lin Wanner's live broadcast room was also instantly boiling, and the barrage was full of exclamations and cheers. Fuck, this guy is so awesome. He gave such a big gift right away, he is so generous and inhumane. Xiao Muzi is going to be famous. There is a big shot who wants to make her famous. Har har har, Sister Ju has met her match this time. Looking at the momentum, Xiao Muzi is going to make a comeback. Seeing this scene, Sister Ju's face suddenly turned gloomy. She originally thought that with the support of the Shark King, she would surely win the PK, but she didn't expect a Cheng Yao Jin to show up halfway, and the strength of this mysterious man seemed to be even higher than that of the Shark King. However, Sister Ju was not someone who would give up easily. She sneered and said coquettishly to the camera, "Master Shark, how come we are so far behind? You can't let me lose." When the Shark King heard Sister Ju's coquettish voice, Jer stood up straight. He waved his hand and launched another fierce gift offensive. Shark King gives out Carnival 10. Shark King send out Super Rocket 10. Shark King send out the Castle 10. With this wave of gifts from King Shark, Jujia's live broadcast room was instantly ignited again, with barrages scrolling wildly and voices of flattery ringing in the ears. At this time, the Shark King also spoke in the live broadcast room. A large golden font exclusive to Emperor members appeared on the public screen, and his tone was full of provocation. "Har har, girl on the other side, did you see that? This is called giving gifts to compete in PK. Why didn't your friend who sells fish give gifts anymore? Is it because he doesn't have enough money in his pocket, so he went to the market to sell fish to make back his money?" As soon as these words came out, Jujia's live broadcast room was suddenly filled with laughter, and many viewers followed suit. However, the fishmonger in Jinghai was unmoved. He just replied calmly, "There's a saying that the bigger the storm, the more expensive the fish. You'll know if the fish is good to sell if you try." As soon as these words came out, the live broadcast room suddenly became quiet. The Shark King obviously didn't expect the other party to respond like this. He was stunned for a moment, then said angrily, "Okay, I want to see how valuable your fish is. If I, Shark King, lose this PK today, I will quit the Tiger Fish platform from now on." After saying that, the Shark King launched another crazy wave of gift offensive, and he was determined not to stop until he knocked the opponent down. Shark King gives out Carnival 10. Shark King send out Confession Balloons 10. Soon the gifts sent by Shark King reached 5 million. Gao Yang did not give out gifts like the Shark King did crazily, but waited quietly for a while, as if enjoying this farce. Then, he suddenly spoke, his voice coming through the microphone with a hint of joking. "Brother Shark, you'd better save your money. Don't take out the little coins in your pocket and embarrass yourself, okay?" After saying that, he lightly clicked the mouse, and exclamations instantly broke out in the live broadcast room. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away Dream Castle 50. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away Galaxy Battleship 50. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away 50 Dragon Scale and Phoenix Feather. The value of each of these gifts far exceeds those given by the Shark King before. In just over 10 minutes, Gao Yang gave out gifts worth 10 million, which directly pushed Lin Wanna's live broadcast room to the top of the hot search list and shocked the entire network. Ding, congratulations to their host for spending 10 million, random rebate 10 times, 100 million yuan in the account. Gao Yang was stunned. In the time it takes to drink water, a small goal was achieved. 1 million netizens suddenly crowded into Lin Wanna's live broadcast room to witness this unprecedented PK together. King Shark's face turned pale as he looked at the gift special effects that kept scrolling on the public screen. The audience in the live broadcast room was completely ecstatic, and they were all stunned. "Fuck, this fishmonger is so awesome. He spent 10 million at once, must he have a mine at home? What fishmonger? Call me Fish Brother from now on. Oh, yes, yes, yes. With the support of a big boss like Brother Yu, won't she be able to walk sideways on the Tiger Fish platform in the future? Har har har, the Shark King has hit a wall this time. Let's see if he dares to be so arrogant in the future." Chapter 21. Just wait and see if I am not real to you. The Shark King looked at the screen full of ridicule and sarcasm, and his heart was burning with anger. "I originally wanted to show off my strength in front of everyone, but I didn't expect to become a laughingstock in the end." He gritted his teeth and decided to give it one last try. He took a deep breath and then spoke in the live broadcast room. "Okay, fishmonger, you really want to force me, right? Then I'll play with you to the end. If I, the Shark King, lose this PK today, I'll eat shit live." As soon as the Shark King said this, the live broadcast room suddenly exploded, the barrage of comments rolled wildly, and the audience was stunned. "Fuck, is the Shark King serious about this? Eat shit. This bet is too high. How many pounds do you want to eat? I can contribute 2 pounds. I'm 3 pounds. You guys are too petty, I'll just eat 10 pounds. Great Shark King, take it easy, don't be impulsive. However, the Shark King seemed to be crazy. He no longer paid attention to the discussions in the barrage, but directly started a new round of gift-giving offensive. Shark King sends out Dream Castle 50. Shark King send out Galaxy Battleship 50. Shark King send out Super Rocket 100. In just a few minutes, the Shark King sent out another gift worth 5 million, reigniting the PK war. At this time, Lin Weiner's live broadcast room had completely exploded, creating the highest number of viewers in the history of the Huaguo platform. After giving out gifts, the Shark King proudly challenged in the live broadcast room. Har har, did the guy on the other side see that? You're just a stinky fishmonger. What is strength? This is strength. Those small fish and shrimps you brushed are not even worth mentioning. However, Gao Yang looked at the Shark King as if he were a clown. He sneered and said calmly, "Brother Shark King, are you sure you want to play like this? If you lose in the end, it will be a very unpleasant experience to eat shit." When the Shark King heard this, he immediately became angry and roared, "Stop talking nonsense. If you have the guts, just keep on brushing. Let's see who will have the last laugh." Gao Yang had a playful smile on his face. He lightly clicked the mouse, and exclamations broke out again in the live broadcast room. Jinghai Fishmonger sends out Spaceship 100. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away Phoenix Flying 100. Jinghai Fishmonger gives away 9 Heavens Mysterious Lady 100. Soon, the value of the gift Gao Yang sent soared to 100 million. The system prompt sounded continuously. Ding, congratulations to their host for spending 100 million, random rebate 2 times, 200 million yuan in the account. Hearing this prompt tone, Gao Yang almost couldn't help laughing out loud. As Shark King looked at the gift special effects that kept scrolling on the public screen, his face turned as pale as paper. He could never have imagined that this fishmonger would actually dare to fight him to the end, and gave him many more gifts than him. At this time, the audience in the live broadcast room had gone completely crazy. They kept posting words like 666, awesome, my mom asked me why I was kneeling to watch the live broadcast, on the barrage to express their shock at this unprecedented PK. Lin Wana covered her mouth in surprise and even forgot to say thank you. Ding, Lin Wana's favorability +5, current favorability, 85. After seeing Gao Yang finish a whole small target before stopping, the Shark King got scared. The real identity of the Shark King is Huaguo, a rich second generation from Jingzhou, the capital of Handong province. His family's Dahua group is in the real estate business. Although it is one of the largest in Jingzhou city and his family has tens of billions or even hundreds of billions, no matter how rich they are, it is impossible for them to take out 100 million to give him gifts during the live broadcast. The 10 million he spent was the result of him begging his family for money to buy a sports car. In the end, he didn't even see the shadow of the car, and all his efforts were wasted. If his dad knew about it, he would probably pull out his Septwolves belt and beat him up. What made Huaguo most uncomfortable was that he clearly spent 10 million, but compared with Gao Yang's 100 million, it seemed extremely shabby. Not only did he fail to sleep with the female anchor, but he also lost all the reputation he had worked so hard to accumulate. He really lost both his money and his life. Gao Yang on the other side would naturally not let him go, and asked in large golden letters on the public screen, "Brother Shark, don't forget the live broadcast of eating shit you promised. Otherwise, I don't mind beating you back to make fish head soup." Looking at the 4 glaring words, live broadcast of eating shit, on the public screen, Shark King Huaguo's face instantly turned ashen. He felt his face was burning as if it was on fire. He originally thought that he was the winner of this PK, but he didn't expect that he would lose so badly in the end and be forced to eat shit by the opponent. This was such a huge humiliation for him, how could he possibly accept it? However, Gao Yang seemed not to notice his embarrassment and anger, and continued to provoke in the live broadcast room. "What? Little Shark, you're not going to default on your debt, are you? Everyone is watching us." When Huaguo heard this, he was so angry that he trembled all over. He wanted to rush over immediately, pin Gao Yang to the ground and beat him up. But he could only suppress the anger in his heart and said with gritted teeth, "Don't be so proud. I, Huaguo, keep my word. Since I lost, I will not default on my debt. How about this? I will give you a gift worth 5 million as the stakes for this time. How about that?" Xu Hongwei thought of a compromise. He felt that this way he could save some face and avoid actually eating shit. However, Gao Yang seemed to see through his thoughts and sneered. Oh, you're quite good at finding a way out. But, I'm a stubborn person. If I say I'll eat shit, I'll eat shit. There's no need to beat around the bush. Besides, you only gave 5 million gifts and wanted to call it a day. Then wouldn't my 100 million be wasted? How about this, I won't make it difficult for you. You eat a pile of shit and I'll give you a gift worth 100 million. How about that? As soon as Gao Yang said this, the audience in the live broadcast room burst into laughter. They didn't expect Gao Yang to make such a request. Not only did he slap the Shark King in the face, he also mocked him for being poor. 5 million and 100 million. Can they be compared? Xu Hongwei was so angry that his face turned blue. He felt like he was being made a fool of. He gritted his teeth and said, "You, don't go too far. I, the Shark King, am also a well-known person. How could I really eat shit? If you keep pushing me like this, believe it or not, I'll find someone to fuck you offline." Gao Yang was not afraid at all when he heard this, but instead mocked. "Oh, you have quite a temper. But you can only show off on the internet. If you have the guts, come over here and I will beat the shit out of you." As soon as Gao Yang said this, the viewers in the live broadcast room laughed so hard that they fell over. Xu Hongwei was so angry that he felt like he was slapped in the face in public. "You, just wait for me. Let's see if I'm real with you or not. Just wait, don't run away when the time comes." Chapter 22, Which Young Man Dares to Date My Daughter? At this moment, Xu Hongwei was soft all over except for his words. He glared at Gao Yang, then threw off his headphones and exited the live broadcast room. He knew that he had completely failed today. Not only did he lose his money, but he also failed to pick up a girl. In short, he failed to show off and ended up being the C. Xu Hongwei has never suffered such injustice since he was a child. He can't just let it go like this. He must avenge this. On the other side, Gao Yang yawned lazily and then exited the live broadcast room. In his opinion, today's PK was really worth it. Not only did he teach the arrogant Shark King a lesson, but he also made a lot of money. He checked his account balance and saw the extra 200 million. He nodded contentedly and said to himself, "It seems like I need to do more PKs like this in the future. It's so easy to make money." At this time, Gao Yang received another message from Lin Wanner. "Brother Gao Yang, you were too impulsive today. This is 100 million. I will return the money to you later." After witnessing Gao Yang's lavish spending, Lin Wanner was moved but also a little scared. Although Lin Wanner's family is not short of money and being a host is just a hobby, but such a large amount of money as 100 million is probably not something even her father can easily come up with. However, Gao Yang was well versed in the art of controlling women. He waved his hand calmly. "It's too polite to ask for a refund. I gave you so many gifts, you don't understand what I mean, do you?" After hearing Gao Yang's teasing words, Lin Wanner's fair face instantly turned red. "Oh, brother Gao Yang, you are so mean, I am not ready yet." Ding, Lin Wanner's favorability +5, the current favorability means congratulations to their host for gaining an ultimate licker. A licker who reaches this level will obey their host's words and automatically make up for it. At the same time, their host is rewarded with an obedience card. After using this card, you can designate a target and order it to do anything. Oh! There is such a good thing. Gao Yang was a little excited. If he used this card to get girls to move bricks, wouldn't he become a contractor? Don't think I don't know what you are thinking. No SS. Smirk.jpg. However, Lin Wanner completely misunderstood Gao Yang's meaning, thinking that he fell in love with her and wanted to have a sweet love affair with her. "Oh, no, why do I feel a little hot? I have to take a cold shower. Does this count as brother Gao Yang confessing his feelings to me? If that's the case, then I have to report this to my dad to prevent him from causing trouble later." After saying that, Lin Wanner called her father, Lin Jingyao. At this moment, Lin Jingyao was in a meeting at the company. His Lin Group was a medium-sized enterprise in Jinghai City, and his net worth was several hundred million. After receiving Lin Wanner's call, Lin Jingyao jumped up from his chair in the conference room. "What? Nan, you are in love? Who is the other person? Is it the yellow-haired guy riding a will-o'-the-wisp? I'm warning you, if it's that kind of shady guy, I will break his legs sooner or later. When Lin Wanna heard this, she quickly explained to her father. But Lin Jingyao was still a little skeptical. No, bring him to our house some other day and I'll check him out for you first. In fact, Lin Jingyao's feelings can be understood. After all, he is a parent. Lin Wanner's mother died early, and he has to play the role of both father and mother. He is afraid that the good cabbages he raised will be eaten by pigs. Oh, I get it, Dad. The signal here is bad, so I won't chat with you anymore, beep, beep, beep. After saying that, Lin Wanner hung up the phone. Gao Yang in the dormitory naturally didn't know about this. At this moment, his tiger fish backstage had been flooded with private messages. Typical rich man, please support me. Brother, can you please stop being so stuck on gender? I can actually do some things. Little handsome boy, do you think my sister's new Balenciaga clothes are nice? There's also Valentino. Not only that, many gold diggers also sent their own photos directly, and each of them was dressed very sexy. After Gao Yang read it several times, he quickly turned off his phone and silently recited the meditation formula. Restraint, restraint, color is emptiness, emptiness is color, there is emptiness and color, there is emptiness and color. There is no way. The temptation of the internet is too great. Gao Yang feels that his weaknesses are being frequently challenged. Using this to test Carter's. Then he may not be able to bear it. But even if Gao Yang turned off his phone, he still couldn't resist the crazy increase in the number of fans behind the scenes, and the number of fans soon exceeded 5 million. Some die-hard fans even formed the Yu family army to cheer for Gao Yang crazily, and Gao Yang's reputation as the richest man on the internet gradually spread. Of course, this is all a story for later. At this time in dormitory 402, Shenhao started yelling again. Brothers, hurry up and go to the lecture hall for a meeting. There is great news. What news? I heard that our instructor has asked for leave, and a senior from the first year of graduate school will be in charge of us for a while. Do you know who this senior is? Who is it? Stop keeping me in suspense and tell me now. Zhang Ziqiang was a little impatient. Shenhao cupped his hands into a trumpet shape and said, It's our college's goddess senior Lan Ruoshi. His tilde. Hearing this name, Gao Yang behind Shenhao shuddered and felt a chill on his back. Fuck. Isn't this such a coincidence? When Gao Yang thought about the scene of meeting Lan Ruoshi later, he felt so embarrassed that his toes were about to be deducted for the 3-bedroom apartment. What's wrong, brother Yang? Are you not happy about meeting a beautiful senior? But I have to make it clear, senior Lan is mine, and no one of you can snatch her from me. Zhang Ziqiang couldn't help but give him a blank look. I say, Haozi, you have to know yourself. Why don't you take a piss and look at yourself? If I were a woman, and you chased me naked for 2 kilometers and I turned my head once, I would be considered a hooligan. Qin Yo said in a muffled voice. Har har har, I agree too. Shenhao was a little unhappy and immediately fought back. Brother Qiang, let's stop talking about each other. First, look at your wrinkled face and big belly. I think if Mr. Zhu Guanxian saw you, he would definitely give up his research in aesthetics. Har har har. Shenhao's curse words without using any dirty words made Gao Yang and Qin Yo burst into laughter. Even Zhang Ziqiang himself couldn't help scratching his head and laughing. The dormitory was filled with a happy atmosphere. He glanced at the green water ghost on his wrist and said, Okay, it's getting late, let's go. I want to see if this so-called art goddess Lan Ruoshi is as pretty as the rumors say. Chapter 23, If you need any physical work, just call me anytime. Soon, Gao Yang and the other 3 arrived at the lecture hall of the Academy of Art. The lecture hall was already full of people, all whispering and talking, obviously talking about the incoming substitute senior Lan Ruoshi. Gao Yang's appearance instantly attracted the girls' attention. As soon as Gao Yang walked into the lecture hall, it was as if a bright star had descended into the mortal world. His slender figure stood upright like a green pine, and a high-end casual suit made him look even more extraordinary. His handsome face, sharp eyebrows, bright eyes, high nose bridge, and a faint smile on the corners of his mouth made the females feel like a spring breeze blowing on their faces. The girls' eyes were all focused on Gao Yang, and whispers were heard one after another. Wow, that boy is so handsome. Is he also a freshman? Yeah, I think he's more handsome than those stars. Don't you know? He is the freshman who became popular when he registered for school. I didn't expect that he is from the art department. Sisters, what should I do? I really want to be romantic with him. I'll be more romantic and he'll be slower. The girls' discussions became louder and louder, and some even took out their cell phones to secretly take photos of Gao Yang. All the boys were so envious of Jill that their eyes turned purple. Gao Yang was already accustomed to this kind of scene. He calmly found a seat and sat down, then started chatting with Zhang Ziqiang and others around him. Zhang Ziqiang and the others were also somewhat amused by the attention Gao Yang attracted. Zhang Ziqiang patted Gao Yang on the shoulder and said, "Brother Yang, you are so charming. I think we don't need to wait for any seniors. You can just hold a fun meeting here." "Yes, Brother Yang, the future of our brother's lifelong affairs will be entrusted to you. You choose first." "Don't worry, we are not picky." Gao Yang shook his head, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. "Go away, don't make fun of me, I'm a serious person." As he was speaking, the door of the lecture hall was suddenly pushed open and a beautiful figure walked in. Everyone looked and saw that the person coming was tall, wearing a white dress, with long hair draped over her shoulders, and had an elegant temperament. Her facial features are as delicate as a painting, her skin is as white as snow, and her eyes, in particular, seem to contain the stars and the sea, making people unable to take their eyes away. "Damn it, it's Senior Lan. Senior is so beautiful, she is 100 times prettier than in the photo. Okay, I've decided. From now on, I will marry no one but Senior Sister Lan and Liu Fei." The crowd started talking again, but this time the target was Lan Ruoshi, who had just walked into the lecture hall. Gao Yang also looked up and saw Lan Ruoshi smiling and nodding to everyone, then walked up to the podium. She swept her eyes through the crowd and suddenly looked at Gao Yang in the back row. She was stunned and muttered to herself, am I dreaming? He looks like, wait, it looks like him. Oh my god." At this moment, Lan Ruoshi couldn't help but think of those cheesy words like husband that she called in Gao Yang's ear when she was drunk that day. Her face turned red and she wished she could find a hole in the ground to crawl into immediately. In fact, although Lan Ruoshi is beautiful, she is a virgin solo. She is the type of person who is introverted and has never even held a boy's hand in real life. That day, I had a sudden urge to experience some excitement, so I went to the bar to get drunk, and ended up meeting Gao Yang. In fact, it was the first time that Lan Ruoshi got drunk since she was a child. She didn't expect that she had such a bad drinking habit that she actually gave Gao Yang. When Lan Ruoshi woke up, she was stunned, because Gao Yang, who was sleeping, seemed younger than herself. She thought he was a minor, so she quickly packed up her things, threw down a stack of banknotes and ran away. Lan Ruoshi thought that the world was so big and she might never meet him again, but she didn't expect that fate would play such a trick on her, and Gao Yang turned out to be her direct junior. At this time, Gao Yang touched his nose awkwardly, thinking crazily in his heart. "You didn't recognize me, you didn't recognize me, you didn't recognize me." But in fact, both of them knew it well. The atmosphere was silent for a few seconds. Gao Yang raised his head and met Lan Ruoshi's gaze. This time, it was like a turtle looking at a mung bean, and their eyes met. Lan Ruoshi had no choice but to clear her throat strategically, and then introduced. "Ahem. Hello, classmates. My name is Lan Ruoshi. I'm your first-year graduate student. Your counselor has to take a few days off for some personal matters, so he has entrusted me to help you with the admission matters. I hope you can forgive me if there are any shortcomings." Quack, quack. Seeing the goddess senior being so humble, the freshman responded with warm applause. Actually, there are 3 main things to do after school starts. One is the election of class leaders, another is military training, and the third is the welcome party. So let's complete the first thing, which is the election of class leaders. Can our classmates introduce themselves first? The famous Iman Zhang Ziqiang immediately raised his hand. He was a show-off and always liked big scenes with many people. Zhang Ziqiang walked up to the podium, put his hands behind his back, and stuck out his big belly, looking like a leader. "Hello everyone, my name is Zhang Ziqiang, and you can call me Qiangzi. I like making friends, but I don't care whether they are rich or not, because they are not as rich as me anyway." Before he finished speaking, Zhang Ziqiang noticed Gao Yang's gaze, so he quickly changed the subject. Of course, except for someone. Anyway, if you need help, just come to me. Bang bang bang. There was a sparse applause from the audience. Zhang Ziqiang scratched his head and added, I'll treat everyone to a meal some other day. A seafood buffet. Well said, support. Brother Chiang is awesome, I vote for you. It doesn't matter whether we have dinner or not, the main thing is to make friends with Brother Chiang. There was a burst of cheers from the audience immediately. Shen Hao came on stage next. Shen Hao was wearing a pair of glasses with frames thicker than the bottom of a beer bottle. He spoke with a literate air. My surname is Shen Mingho, I am male and I like women. Like Jiangzi, I also like to make friends with people. Of course, I mainly like to make friends of the opposite sex. If there is a beautiful woman who likes poetry, music, chess, calligraphy and painting, you can talk to me. She must be a beautiful woman. A tilde. Before Shen Hao finished speaking, everyone booed. Hey, your husband. A girl with a ponytail teased the girl with bangs next to her. Nonsense, it's obviously your husband. The girl with bangs immediately retorted. The third one was Qin Niu, who was tall, honest-looking, and muscular. He won the favor of several girls as soon as he came on stage. Actually, this handsome guy is pretty good. That's the style I like. I like this kind of muscular man. It would be absolutely exciting to date him. But Qin Niu lost his temper as soon as he opened his mouth. Hello classmates, my name is Qin Niu. I don't have any special skills, but I can eat a lot. I like to work out. If you need any physical work, feel free to call me. Chapter 24, Two Hobbies of Men. Har har, brother Qin Niu, can you come to our girls' dormitory to unclog the sewers when you have time? The brave girl teased. Qin Niu doesn't spend much time online, so of course he doesn't know what the words mean, so he just said. No problem, I'm the best at clearing sewers, call me anytime. Har 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 har. Everyone burst into laughter. Then everyone introduced themselves one after another, and the last one to come on stage was Gao Yang. Gao Yang stood up and walked to the podium slowly. He did not introduce himself in a long speech like others, but said only one sentence concisely. Hello everyone, my name is Gao Yang, and I hope to get along happily with you all in the next few years. And the moment he opened his mouth, the entire lecture hall seemed to fall silent, with everyone's eyes focused on him. So handsome, and so charming. His profile looks a bit like Zunlong. The girls were whispering to each other with stars twinkling in their eyes, while the boys were secretly gritting their teeth, and their back teeth were broken one by one. Lan Ruoshi was also a little dazed. Because she was too drunk in the bar that day, she didn't look closely at Gao Yang's appearance. She didn't expect that the boy who made her lose composure when drunk would be so handsome. Ding, Lan Ruoshi's favorability plus 20, current favorability, 40. She couldn't help feeling a little flustered, and quickly retracted her gaze, coughed lightly, and said. Mr. Gao Yang, do you have any special skills or any position you want to run for? Gao Yang smiled slightly and said. As for my specialties, I am good at singing, dancing, rap and basketball. As for positions, I have no intention of running for one. It is easier without an official position. Har 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 har. Laughter broke out again in the lecture hall. Everyone was amused by Gao Yang. Lan Ruoshi couldn't help but chuckle with her hands covering her mouth. She didn't expect Gao Yang to be so humorous. All right, everyone, stop making trouble and start voting. The counselor interrupted everyone's laughter at the right time and began to organize the voting. Soon, the voting results came out, and to everyone's surprise, Gao Yang was elected class monitor with an overwhelming advantage. Gao Yang was a little confused by the election results, so he had no choice but to go on stage and speak. Since everyone trusts me so much, I will accept this important task with reluctance. But I will say this in advance, as a squad leader, I will not put on airs, nor will I assign any weird tasks to you. I just hope that in the days ahead, we can live in harmony like a family, learn together, grow together, and have fun together. As soon as these words were spoken, thunderous applause broke out in the lecture hall. Lan Ruoshi looked at Gao Yang on the stage and couldn't help but feel a little more favorable towards him. She felt that Gao Yang was not only handsome, but also had a very likable personality. Such a boy was really hard to resist. Okay, the class leader election is over here. Next is the arrangement of military training and welcome party. I will send it to everyone's mailbox, please check it. After Lan Ruoshi finished speaking, she packed up and prepared to leave. Senior, wait a minute. Gao Yang suddenly shouted. Lan Ruoshi turned around and looked at Gao Yang in confusion. Senior, can you add me on WeChat? If you have any tasks, you can send them to me directly. Gao Yang said with a smile. Looking at his harmless appearance, it seemed as if he really didn't know Lan Ruoshi. It would be a waste of his talent if he wasn't awarded an Oscar for his acting skills. Lan Ruoshi was stunned for a moment, her heart pounding, then she nodded, took out her cell phone and added Gao Yang on WeChat. Okay, let's chat if you have anything. After Lan Ruoshi finished speaking, she turned around with a red face and left as if she was escaping. Gao Yang didn't mind. After all, he had successfully obtained the senior's WeChat number. He immediately sent a message. Senior Lan, you haven't forgotten me, have you? A full minute passed before I received Lan Ruoshi's reply. I could sense her nervousness through the screen. Brother, what are you talking about? Gao Yang raised his lips and continued to send messages. Strange, was it someone else who called me husband at Moon Hotel that day? Maybe I made a mistake. Lan Ruoshi instantly sent 3 big red exclamation marks. I'm sorry, Junior. I drank too much that night. You must not tell anyone about this, otherwise my reputation will be ruined. It can be seen that Lan Ruoshi is still very nervous at the moment, fearing that Gao Yang will reveal the little secret between them. However, Gao Yang still quite likes the contrast of his senior sister. Who would have thought that the school beauty goddess who is cold and aloof in front of everyone actually has such an unknown side? It is said that all men have 2 similar hobbies, persuading good women to go to the sea, and persuading young ladies to become good women. So Gao Yang quite likes the feeling of being teased by his senior schoolmate, just like teasing a kitten. Okay, I won't tell you, but you have to give me some hush money to keep quiet. Didn't I give it to you? Lan Ruoshi was a little angry. I don't want the money. If I take it, my relationship will change. Just treat me to a meal when you have time. Hey. After saying that, Gao Yang transferred the money to her. Lan Ruoshi hesitated for a few seconds, but still accepted the money. She decided to find time to have a good talk with Gao Yang. First, she would explain the reason to him, then appeal to his emotions. If the other party didn't buy it, she, Lan Ruoshi, who had also practiced taekwondo since childhood, would give Gao Yang a good beating then. Okay, I'll treat you to a meal some other day. It's such a happy decision. Gao Yang exited the chat box after he finished speaking. Then he found another phone and called. It was Park Ji-hyun, the personal assistant he brought back from Korea. As soon as the call was connected, an extremely charming voice came out. Young Master Yan, you finally remembered me. You haven't come to see me these days, you bad guy. Speak human language. Gao Yang couldn't understand Park Ji-hyun's mumbling Korean. Young Master Yan, are you looking for me to ask about the villa? I have already taken care of it. Really? You're quite capable. Gao Yang didn't expect that Park Ji-hyun was so efficient. Of course, I am very capable, I am the most capable. Park Ji-hyun started to brag about herself. Gao Yang didn't waste any more time talking to her and asked directly. Where is the selected villa? Take me there. Park Ji-hyun then immediately sent a location. The address was Midya Bay, a villa area near the back mountain of Jinghai University. Gao Yang walked to the parking lot, opened the Koenigsegg's butterfly wing door and got in. Okay, you go first, I'll be there soon. Chapter 25 The Beautiful Housekeeper from an Island Country. 10 minutes later, Gao Yang drove a sports car to the Midya Bay Villa area. The Yarmid Bay Villa district is one of the top wealthy areas in Jinghai City. Each villa is uniquely designed and full of artistic atmosphere. The surrounding environment is even more intoxicatingly beautiful, with green trees, singing birds, fragrant flowers, and clear streams flowing slowly, as if you are in a fairyland on earth. Gao Yang's car slowly drove into the villa area and soon arrived in front of villa number 1 that Park Ji-hyun mentioned. The exterior of the villa is in an elegant European style. The off-white exterior walls sparkle in the sun, making it look particularly noble and elegant. The villa is surrounded by neatly trimmed lawns and lush trees, as well as a swimming pool with rippling blue water. After Gao Yang got off the car, Park Ji-hyun immediately came up to him with a smug smile on his face. He, young Master Yang, you are here. I chose this villa especially for you. I guarantee that you will be satisfied. Well, you've worked hard. I'll reward you tonight. Gao Yang nodded, didn't say anything more, and walked straight towards the villa. The sales manager of the villa area also came over in a dusty manner, bowed and said, "Hello, Mr. Gao. I'm Wang Ming, the sales manager here. You can just call me Xiao Wang. I think you have a good eye. This villa number 1 is our top building. It has an excellent feng shui location. Can I take you in to have a look?" Gao Yang nodded slightly and followed the sales manager into the villa. As soon as you enter the gate of the villa, a luxurious atmosphere hits you. The spacious living room is furnished with exquisite European-style furniture, the soft sofa is covered with luxurious silk, and precious oil paintings are hung on the walls. Every detail shows extraordinary taste. The crystal chandelier on the ceiling shines brightly, emitting a soft light. Gao Yang looked around and nodded in praise. "Not bad, I like the decoration and layout." "That's good, Mr. Gao. This villa has 5 floors in total. The basement is the garage and entertainment room. The first floor is the living room, dining room and kitchen. The second floor is the bedroom and study. The third floor is the gym and yoga room. The fourth floor is the audio-visual room and terrace. There is also a back garden." Wang Ming introduced the layout of the villa to Gao Yang as they walked. Gao Yang walked to the floor-to-ceiling window in the living room and overlooked the scenery outside the window. The mountains in the distance were looming, as if the entire Jinghai city was at his feet. Living in such a villa can fully satisfy a man's desire for conquest. Wang Ming looked at Gao Yang's satisfied expression, secretly breathed a sigh of relief, and took the opportunity to introduce. "Mr. Gao, this villa is not only elegant in appearance and luxurious in interior decoration, but more importantly, it is also equipped with many high-tech facilities to ensure that your life will be more comfortable and convenient." Gao Yang became interested when he heard this, turned around and looked at Wang Ming and asked, "Oh? What kind of high-tech stuff is this?" Wang Ming smiled slightly, walked to a round control console in the middle of the living room, and gently pressed a button. "Mr. Gao, please look, this is the villa's intelligent central control system, which can control all electrical equipment in the villa with one click." As Wang Ming finished speaking, the lights in the living room slowly dimmed, the curtains were automatically drawn, and the sound system began to play soft music. The entire living room instantly turned into a warm and private space. Gao Yang's eyes flashed with admiration, and he nodded and said, "Yes, this central control system is quite convenient." Wang Ming then took Gao Yang to visit other parts of the villa. For example, the smart mattress in the bedroom can automatically adjust the hardness and temperature according to the owner's sleeping habits. The smart bookshelf in the study can automatically classify and organize books for the owner to find them easily. The smart fitness equipment in the gym can monitor the owner's exercise data in real time and give professional fitness advice. Gao Yang listened with great interest and nodded in praise from time to time. Finally, Wang Ming brought Gao Yang to the back garden of the villa. "Mr. Gao, there is also a high-tech facility in this back garden. That is our intelligent irrigation system." Wang Ming pointed to a patch of lush flowers and plants and said, "This system can automatically adjust the amount of watering and fertilizer according to the weather and plant growth to ensure the healthy growth of plants." "Young Master Yang, are you satisfied with this place? The market price of this villa is 108 million. If you pay in full, we can give you an internal price, rounding off the zeros. How about 100 million? Wang Ming asked cautiously from the side. Gao Yang nodded and said lightly, "Not bad, let's take this one." Wang Ming was overjoyed when he heard this and said quickly, "Okay, I'll go and handle the formalities for you right away." Wang Ming was extremely efficient and helped Gao Yang complete the purchase procedures for the villa in less than half an hour. Gao Yang signed his name on the contract, then took out a bank card and handed it to Wang Ming. Wang Ming took the bank card and smiled as brightly as a chrysanthemum. "Mr. Gao, I will deliver the keys and related documents to you later." Accompanied by Wang Ming, Gao Yang completed the purchase procedures for the villa. Ding, congratulations to their host for successfully spending 100 million, and you will get a random rebate of 5 times, a reward of 500 million yuan. At the same time, an evil capitalist in the Eagle Source country has gone bankrupt and jumped off a building. After everything was settled, Wang Ming seemed to have something else to say. He approached Gao Yang slightly mysteriously and whispered, "By the way, Mr. Gao, in addition to the villa itself, we have a special gift for you." Gao Yang raised his eyebrows, showing a curious look. "Oh? What gift?" Wang Ming said mysteriously. "Mr. Gao, we have arranged an excellent housekeeper for you. Her name is Ishihara Masami. She is a beautiful woman from an island country. She is not only outstanding in appearance, but also very capable. I think she will definitely satisfy you." Gao Yang heard this, a hint of interest flashed in his eyes, and said, "Oh? An island beauty? Where is she?" Wang Ming was overjoyed when he saw Gao Yang agreed, and said quickly, "Okay, Mr. Gao, I'll arrange it right away." Not long after, Wang Ming came over with a girl in maid clothes. The girl looked to be in her early 20s, with long, smooth black hair draped over her shoulders, eyes as clear as water, skin as white as snow, and she was so cute that one couldn't help but want to pinch her little face. She was wearing a pink maid outfit, the hem of her skirt swaying gently, revealing a pair of long and slender legs. She wore a white apron tied around her chest, which was embroidered with a cute little bear pattern, adding a touch of playfulness and cuteness. "Mr. Gao, this is Ishihara Masami, your new housekeeper," Wang Ming introduced. Ishihara Masami bowed slightly and said in a sweet voice, "Hello Mr. Gao, I am your housekeeper Ishihara Masami, please give me your guidance in the future." Chapter 26. Do you want to put on some lipstick? Ding, a beautiful girl has appeared. Name, Ishihara Masami. Age, 20. Appearance, 90. Measurements, 68, 44, 74. Number of sockets used, 0. Hobbies, 2D, cooking, and giving massages to the owner. Gao Yang looked at Ishihara Masami, a hint of satisfaction flashed in his eyes, and he nodded and said, "Not bad, what skills do you have?" Ishihara Masami blushed, lowered her eyes, and replied in a soft voice in not very fluent Chinese. "Mr. Gao, I am good at all kinds of housework, including cooking, cleaning and tidying up. In addition, I have learned professional massage techniques and can help you relieve your fatigue." When Gao Yang heard this, his heart moved. He was indeed a little tired today, and the thought of having such a beautiful and capable housekeeper made him look forward to it. So Gao Yang smiled and said, "Oh? Then give me a massage now. I happen to be a little tired." Upon hearing this, Ishihara Masami showed a delighted expression on her face, and nodded quickly and said, "Okay, young Master Yang, please go to the bathroom and take a shower first. I'll go get ready too." Gao Yang nodded, turned and walked towards the bathroom, showered for 10 minutes and walked out. After taking a shower, Gao Yang's whole temperament seemed to be refreshed. Water droplets slid down his hair and skin, exuding a faint scent of shower gel. Wearing a loose bathrobe with a belt casually tied around the waist, he showed a lazy and casual style. His slender and powerful legs, barefoot on the soft carpet, seemed to exude the scent of masculine hormones with every step. When Ishihara Masami saw this scene, a hint of surprise flashed in her eyes. Although she is a trained professional housekeeper, she is still a young girl after all. Naturally, she is attracted to Gao Yang's masculine figure. Ding, Ishihara Masami's favorability plus 40, current favorability, 40. She suppressed the throbbing in her heart, walked forward, and said with a smile, "Young Master Yang, are you done washing? Then I will start to give you a massage." Upon hearing this, Ishihara Masami's pretty face blushed slightly, and then she led Gao Yang into a massage room in the villa. Their massage room is filled with a faint lavender scent, the lighting is soft, and the sunlight coming through the floor-to-ceiling windows shines on the exquisite massage bed. Ishihara Masami asked Gao Yang to lie on the massage bed, then she knelt beside the bed, gently pressed on Gao Yang's shoulders, and began to knead slowly and forcefully. "Young Master Yang, I will start with your shoulders, which is usually where people feel most tired." Ishihara Masami spoke softly, her voice was like a spring breeze, making people feel soothed. Gao Yang closed his eyes and enjoyed Ishihara Masami's massage. He felt his muscles gradually relax under her hands and his fatigue also dissipated bit by bit. Ishihara Masami's technique is professional and skillful. Sometimes she presses gently with her palms, sometimes she kneads finely with her fingertips, and sometimes she taps lightly with her fists. Every touch is just right, making Gao Yang feel extremely comfortable. Young Master Yang, how do you feel? Is the strength appropriate? Ishihara Masami asked while massaging. Yes, your technique is quite professional. Hearing Gao Yang's praise, Ishihara Masami showed a happy smile on her face and said, "As long as you are satisfied, young Master Yang, I will continue to work hard. Would you like a glass of red wine? Well, have a drink." Gao Yang nodded. Ishihara Masami immediately stood up and poured wine for Gao Yang. Young Master Yang, this is the Merlot produced by Chateau Petrus in 1998. It has been kept in the wine cellar. Gao Yang took the wine glass and took a careful sip. The red wine flowed slowly in his mouth, with a rich fruity aroma and a slight oak taste. Gao Yang closed his eyes and allowed the mellow taste to spread in his mouth. This wine is good. It has vintage and a story. He praised. Ishihara Masami felt happy when she heard Gao Yang's compliment. She smiled softly and said, "Young Master Yang, you really know how to drink." After saying that, she continued to massage Gao Yang, and soon Gao Yang completely relaxed and fell into a deep sleep. When he woke up again, Gao Yang found that he was lying on a comfortable big bed. "Dear Master Naru, what is the master?" Gao Yang was startled by a soft female voice. He turned around and saw a woman in a bunny girl costume kneeling in front of him. It was Ishihara Masami. "Oh my god! Why am I here?" Gao Yang jumped up suddenly. Ishihara Satomi said aggrievedly, "Young Master Yang, you drank a little last night and then fell asleep." Gao Yang quickly looked down at little Gao Yang and breathed a sigh of relief when he found that everything was fine. Yami, nothing happened between us, right?" Hearing Gao Yang's words, Ishihara Satomi said shyly, "No, you're overthinking it. Maybe you were too tired yesterday and fell asleep after drinking a glass of wine. Then I helped you to bed. That's good." Gao Yang breathed a sigh of relief. "But a gentleman like me would never do anything out of line." Gao Yang particularly emphasized the 4 words, gentleman. By the way, master, would you like to eat something? I made a loving breakfast for you." "Hey, you can also make a loving breakfast. Then have some." After hearing this, Ishihara Masami hurried over to bring over the breakfast she had made, which was a bacon and vegetable sandwich, 2 fried eggs, and a bowl of bird's nest porridge. The fried eggs were thoughtfully shaped into a heart. Ishihara Masami tied a napkin for Gao Yang and fed him personally. Gao Yang couldn't help but sigh. The life of rich people is so boring, but it feels pretty good to be fed by others. "Master, please stop moving. Open your mouth." Tilde. Ishihara Masami served diligently and Gao Yang also cooperated and finished his breakfast. "Master, I see your lips are a little dry, would you like to apply some lipstick?" "Lipstick? Then put some on." Gao Yang hasn't reacted yet. "Okay." After Ishihara Masami finished speaking, she stood up and pressed her lips tightly against his. Chapter 27, Real Men Rely on Their Talents to Pick Up Girls. Deleted. Faced with the enemy's sudden attack, the determined Gao Yang struggled for a moment and then gave up resistance. 3 hours later, the battle was over. This fierce battle ended with Ishihara Masami's surrender and begging for mercy. Then Gao Yang asked her to change her clothes and read a long speech of surrender in the Japanese language paid content. Then the anti-R campaign ended perfectly. Ding, Ishihara Masami's worship value plus 40, current worship value, 80, successfully promoted to their host's high-level liquor, rewarded the host with their top singing skill. Top singing. Gao Yang felt the music knowledge and singing skills suddenly emerge in his mind, as if a whole new door had opened. Before this, Gao Yang could be said to be tone-deaf, and his singing was only slightly better than a dog's barking. He closed his eyes, and the notes, melodies, and harmonies jumped and intertwined in his mind, forming beautiful pieces of music. Gao Yang saw a guitar hanging on the wall. He walked over, gently took down the guitar, sat on the edge of the bed, tuned it, then took a deep breath and began to play. The sound of the guitar filled the air, soft and gentle at first, like a morning breeze brushing across Ishihara Masami's cheek. She was originally packing things, but was attracted by the sudden sound of music. She involuntarily stopped what she was doing and looked at Gao Yang. Gao Yang's fingers danced on the strings of the guitar, and the notes flowed out from his fingertips like water. Then Gao Yang's voice began to flow out along with the melody of the guitar. The singing was clear and emotional, as if it could penetrate people's hearts. That laughter reminds me of my flowers, Tilda. In every corner of my life, it quietly opens for me, Tilda. I thought I would always be by her side, Tilda. Today we have left in the vast sea of people, Tilda. They are all old, Tilda. Where are they, Tilda? Luckily, I was there to help them open up, Tilda. La la la, la la, I miss her, Tilda. La la la, la la, is she still driving, Tilda? La la la, let us go, Tilda. They have been blown away by the wind and scattered across the world, Tilda. Ding, Ishihara Masami's favorability +5, current favorability, 85. Ishihara Masami was completely shocked. She had never heard such a moving singing voice, nor had she ever seen anyone play the guitar so well. She stood there, staring at Gao Yang intently, her eyes almost tearing. When the song ended, Gao Yang opened his eyes and looked at Ishihara Masami. She was still standing there, as if still immersed in the music just now. Gao Yang smiled slightly, gently put down the guitar, and said, "Does it sound good?" Ishihara Satomi nodded vigorously. "It sounds great, so great. Master, you are amazing. What's the name of this song? Did you write it yourself?" Gao Yang shook his head. "No, this was written by Pu Shu. Have you heard his songs? Horse, tree. Is it a plant?" Ishihara Satomi searched desperately in her mind for a while, and finally shook her head. "No, master. Actually, I am quite obsessed with your Chinese music. When I was learning Chinese, I basically listened to all the popular songs, but I have never heard this one." "Huh? Impossible, Pu Shu is very famous." Gao Yang opened the Sagu Music app on his phone, ready to teach Ishihara Satomi about his songs, but was surprised to find that Pu Shu did not appear in the music library. Not only is he missing, but even top Chinese musicians like Zhu Jiluan, Dr. Chen, Xu Shangao, and Xue Jiqian are all missing. What dominated the charts were pop singers like Pang Meilang and songs like My Skateboard Shoes and Learn to Meow. Even the top superstar who had been practicing for 2.5 years was nowhere to be found in this space and time. What is going on? At this time, the playful image of Xiao appeared in front of Gao Yang. "Host, you have traveled to a parallel time and space. The culture, art, and music here may be different from those on Earth." "I see. But to be honest, the music level of Blue Star is too low, isn't it? In the past, any song by Jay Chou could beat them." Gao Yang felt a little indignant. It was really an insult to the ears for the people on Blue Star to listen to these crappy songs every day. "How about I release my first album? It will definitely take the Chinese music scene by storm." An idea popped up in Gao Yang's mind, but he rejected it immediately. Forget it, forget it. I'm not short of money now, so why should I go to such trouble for such a small thing? I'd better just be a rich second generation." Gao Yang suddenly remembered a joke on the internet, saying that a certain Mi Lei always had a sudden inspiration one day, read some cool novels on the internet, and finally sighed. This cool article isn't cool at all. So when Gao Yang had a strong family background, money, and even a system, he no longer had any interest in entering the entertainment industry to make money. Because no matter how much money a star singer makes, a few hundred million at most a year, but Gao Yang made 100 million in just one live broadcast. Not only that, he can also earn another 200 million, so naturally he won't take the little money earned from releasing records seriously. But then again, you can use this information gap to pick up girls. Top beauties like talented men the most. Writing a love song like Confession Balloon for them, wouldn't that be a piece of cake? Har har, Gao Yang, I'm such a genius. At this time, Gao Yang's cell phone rang. It was Zhang Ziqian calling. "Hey, brother Yang. Our freshman military training has already begun. Where have you, the squad leader, gone?" Only then did Gao Yang remember that he should go and get the military training supplies for the class today and then distribute them to everyone. However, because Ishihara Masami's massage yesterday was so great, Gao Yang forgot about it. Got it. I'll rush back right away. Xiangzi, please help me deal with it first. Okay, Brother Yang, everyone is waiting for you. After saying this, Gao Yang put on his coat, picked up his car keys and prepared to leave. I'm leaving, Yarmei. Please take care of this place. Okay, master, take care. Xiamai will be waiting for you to come back Tilder. Ishihara Masami bent down 90 degrees and respectfully saw Gao Yang off. Gao Yang drove the Koenigsegg to a Shanghai Young Lady milk tea shop, a milk tea brand that is very popular among college students. Hello sir, what would you like to order? The sales lady asked with a smile. Make 80 cups of your most expensive and thirst-quenching milk tea. I want to take it away. 80 cups. The clerk was a little surprised. You know, the most expensive item here is about 40 yuan a cup, and 80 cups is 3,200 yuan. Most people rarely dare to spend that much. Yes, as soon as possible, with lots of ice.